Welcome to Simplilearn's Product Management full course. Have you ever wondered how game-changing tech products evolve from a simple idea to something millions of people can't live without? That's the art and science of product management. And right now, the world is hungry for creative problem solvers who can transform vision into reality. With businesses laser focused on innovation and user experience, skilled product managers are in high demand than ever. In this course, you will gain the must-have skills that make product managers stand out, from market research and road mapping to stakeholder management and data-driven decision making with AI. We will also explore MVP, Scrum, and Agile frameworks while breaking down the real difference between product management and project management. So whether you're just starting fresh or ready to step up into your career, this course is your launch pad to become an impactful product manager. Before we move on, here's a quick information. If you're interested in becoming a certified product manager from SP Jain School of Global Management, gain expertise in AI-powered product management courses like ChatGPT and Google Bard, top product tools with 100% interactive live sessions led by industry expert and SP Jain faculties. This professional product management course by SP Jain School of Global Management will prepare you to become a product manager via an exhaustive curriculum covering all the aspects of product management. This program focuses on the latest industry trends, advancements, and related industry applications taught by product experts via live sessions. This SP Jain's academic excellence and product expertise from expert companies like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and many more. So don't forget to check out the course in the description box below and in the pinned comments.
With the rapid growth in technology, there is a tremendous transformation in the need for products. Products are something that we practically can't live without. In our daily lives, we use thousands of products. Could be a mobile phone, laptop, headphones, or many more. But we are not just dependent on the hardware products. Applications are a part of our lives as well. From ordering daily required stuff online, to binge watching, to ordering food online, to being socialized. Applications have made our lives easier. Taking an example of Netflix as a product. So far in the last 3 years, we have seen an extreme growth in its worth. In 2020, Netflix total worth was $238.89 billion, whereas in 2021, it has reached to $267.46 billion. It is expected to have a total worth of $293.64 billion till the end of 2022. To cope up with our changing demands concerning the need for the product management makes it easier to fulfill our daily product requirement and create enormous business growth. To understand more about product management, let us move ahead with our session. Hey guys, welcome to this video where we are going to learn what is product management. But before we start, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from Simplilearn. Let us proceed and talk about the objectives of our session. Today, we'll start our session by understanding what is product management and why is product management important in today's modern era. After that, we'll be talking about the areas of product management and the life cycle of product management. Moving forward, we'll understand the difference between product management and project management and the skills that are necessary to thrive in product management. At last, we'll wrap up this session by talking about the companies that are hiring product managers and the future of product management. So without any further delay, let's proceed and understand what is product management. Product management is managing the process of the product throughout the life cycle, from strategizing to design and development to branding of the product. Product management involves strategizing of the products to enhance business and create customers' value. It also involves creating product roadmaps to design and develop the product. It involves specifying functional requirement and creating blueprints to develop the product as per customer requirement. Once the product is developed, it is important to manage the customer feedback, and only then the price of the product is finalized. Let us proceed and understand why product management is important. So, product and market are the two essentials of marketing. Product management plays a crucial role in the success of the product, as product management is the voice of the market inside the industry. Product management helps in creating customers' value and business benefits. Now, let us proceed and talk about the areas of product management. So product management is divided into three key areas: product discovery, product planning, and product development. Let us move ahead and know what is product discovery and what are the various parts that product discovery follow. The very first phase of product discovery is alignment, where the team is created and a task is allotted to the team to work on a particular project. The next phase of product discovery is research. The research work is done to know what are the requirements of the product and what does a user need from the product. The team researches on the problem statement and check whether the gathered data is correct or not. The next phase of product discovery is ideation. The team starts to find a solution for the problem statement. In the next phase of creation, the team starts to create a prototype of this product and test it within the team or maybe outside the team. In the next phase of validation, the product is validated to know whether the product is worth spending the resource, money, or time or not. After product validation, the refinement process is done. The process of product discovery is aligned to meet the need of the business goals. After product discovery, product planning is the next area of product management. Product planning involves 4 steps. Number 1, identifying profit. The process is done to check the success of the product and to know what would be the profit out of it. The next phase of product planning is evaluation of the product. The product is evaluated to check the suitability and safety of the product for the users. In the next phase, we have allocation of the resources and time plannings. The resources needed for the product are allocated to the team, and a particular time period is planned to provide the product to the customers. The last phase of product planning is complete pre-product planning. So before we start the development process, it is necessary to plan and execute every task so that the development of the product should be complete without any further delay. Once the discovery and planning are done, the product is moved towards the stage of the development. Product development follows the process of idea. The solution for the problem statement is already there in the discovery phase. Now the development team start to work on that idea and start to develop the product using that idea. So once you walk into the step of product planning and you have the idea of what to do and how to do, it is important to do some market research as well. This research will look out for a market to sell your product. Now you got the market to sell your product, it is important to do some development of the product. In the planning phase, we have already created the prototype of the product. The prototype is already tested in the team. So now the development team will start to develop the product using that prototype. Once the product is developed, product validation is done. The product validation means the product undergoes the validation process where the product is tested through every aspect of the testing process, so that the user doesn't find any difficulty using the services of the product. And once the product is validated, it is launched into the market. Launching means to provide the services of the product to the users. Now, let us move ahead and talk about the life cycle of product management. The first phase of product management is product framing. The step involves creating a vision of the product and identifying problems and defining its success. The next phase of life cycle of product management is research. Research means to learning from the people about the need and values of the product. The next phase of life cycle is designing. In this phase, the team synthesizes visions, ideas, and research in the prototype of the product. In the next phase of plotting, the testing and solution of the product is done in the real time with real people. After plotting the product is launched into the market. Launching means to send your product into the wild and let it flourish. And once the product is launched into the market, it is important to do the measurements. Measurement means using matrices and data to check the success of the product and plan the improvements for it. Now the question arises that what is the difference between the areas of product management and the life cycle of product management? So the areas of product management describe every sub phase that come under every phase of product management or that come under area of product management. Whereas the life cycle of product management represents the workflow of product management as a complete process. A lot of us tends to get confused between product management and project management. So let us proceed and understand the difference between the two bold terms. Product management leads to the external market operations and management, whereas project management leads to the management of internal operations. Product management deals to the project given to the whole company, whereas the project management deals with the particular project given to the manager or the team. The life cycle of product management is product framing, research, design, plot, launch, and measure, whereas the life cycle of project management is initiating, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. In product management, manager must be good at market research, strategic thinking, and business surveys. Whereas in project management, the manager must be good at planning and budget organizing. Moving on to the skills that are necessary to thrive in product management. The skills that are mandatory for a product manager are technical skills. The manager must know how to perform some specific task. The knowledge could be of any programming language or some specific tools. Presentation skills. The product manager must have the ability to deliver the presentation in attractive, creative, and informative ways. Analytical skills. The manager must know how to provide the information in shorter ways and get the conclusion. Communication skills. The manager must be able to deliver the information in such a way that the audience can understand it properly. Time management. The manager must have the skills to manage the time efficiently. Team management. The manager must be able to lead a group of the people working together to achieve a common goal. To choose a right field as a career option, it is necessary to know what would be the scope of the field in the market. So, let us take a look at the companies that are hiring product managers. There are more than 40,000 opening in India and more than 15,000 opening in US for product managers. The companies that are hiring product managers are Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Salesforce, Uber, Swiggy, and many more. Product management is a role that takes the complete responsibility for the success of the product. And product management is a career that fits everyone that have the skills and ability to work on. So to build a career out of it, start it now. And what do you understand? What does a product manager do? Do let us know in the comment section below.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to welcome you all to our new video where we will discuss the roadmap to become a product manager. Products have always been the requirement of the users and the organization. Most of us are unaware of the fact that either knowingly or unknowingly, we are using products every second of our lives. Since the requirement for the products has increased with time, product management has also snatched deliberate attention. But there is no such clear way of getting into product management. So today we will give you a clear vision of moving into product management for a fresher and switching to product management from other fields for an experienced one. So to get an idea of how to get into product management, let us move ahead with this session. But before we start, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then click on the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to never miss an update from Simplilearn. Today, we will start this session by knowing who are product managers and what are the roles and responsibilities of a product manager. Moving ahead, we will talk about the roadmap for a fresher to get into product management and then the roadmap for an experienced one, and stick till the end because we will wrap up this session by talking about the companies that are hiring product managers and the average salary of product managers. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Let us start and know who is a product manager. A product manager is an individual in an organization that is responsible for product development as per the customer's requirements. The product manager takes the inputs from the customer and plans the product. The allocation of the team is accomplished after knowing the customer's prerequisites. The manager collaborates with the development team and manages the coordination between the teams working on a product. For example, the engineering team, design team, marketing and sales teams. Production needs continuous monitoring and controlling to ensure the development is up to the mark and as per customers' provisions. Product managers keep an eye on the market and do competitive research and serve as a liaison between company's business, its developers, and its customers. A product manager can be anyone who has the right mindset, curiosity, and willing to learn. Question. Since you have learned about product managers, here is a question for you. Do product managers need to know code? Do let us know in the comment section below. Now, let's move on to the roles and responsibilities of a product manager. A product manager must communicate with several internal and external stakeholders of the business to maintain, develop, and improve the profits of existing goods. Based on the encounters and experience, they also conduct research and generate concepts for new goods. To study product demand, positioning, and profitability, and forecast future trends, a product manager must do market research, margin analysis, and performance assessment. Product managers also make decisions on price, plans, branding, etc. The very first responsibility of a product manager is monitoring competitors. Competitive monitoring, also referred to as competitive analysis, is a process of locating and examining your rivals' goods, costs, and sales and marketing tactics. Next one is understanding the user's need. As a product manager, it's your responsibility to identify the target audience and then, in order to create a service that works for them, you must comprehend the individuals who use your service, that is, your users, and what they want to do. Followed by that, we have assembling market research and competition data. You must locate your clients for your firm by conducting market research. Analyzing your competition might help you differentiate your company. Find a way to combine them to give your small business a competitive edge. The product managers interact with data scientists in order to get market insights. Moving ahead, we have monitoring internal stakeholders. Monitoring stakeholders refers to a practice of scrutinizing stakeholder connections for products and customizing engagement tactics for stakeholders through alternations to engagement strategies and plans, analyzing and supervising the team. For example, conveying things from the design team to the development team. The design manager delivers ideas regarding the product to the product manager, and the product manager conveys the same ideas to the development team so that the team can develop the products as per the specifications. Next is achieving the product goals and objectives. Product goals turn into product vision into precise, quantifiable goals. They specify precisely what your product will do, when it will be accomplished, and how you will measure it. Followed by that, we have depicting the parameters for the product accomplishment, providing the measures and parameters to get an idea of how to make the product successful in the market. Now, let's move on and know the roadmap for a fresher to get into product management. The path of becoming a product manager is not straightforward, and it does not take place overnight. Anyone can become a product manager, irrespective of the belonging educational field. The road to becoming a product manager may be successfully traveled if addressed properly, regardless of whether you're looking to make a career move or trying to break into the field for the first time. The freshers can start their careers in product management through the way of APM program. So let's move on and know more about APM program. For being a product manager or moving on to start a career as an associate product manager, one must have the skills that are necessary for a product manager. But still, few companies provide trainings to the fresher and directly hire them as associate product managers. Programs for associate product managers are unique, new grad positions created to develop young, top talent into outstanding product leaders. Programs typically last a few years and involve a few team rotations inside the organization. Programs for associate product managers are unique, new grad positions created to develop young, top talent into outstanding product leaders. Programs typically last a few years and involve a few team rotations inside the organizations. The top companies that are hiring product managers with no prior experience in the field for the APM role and providing training for the APM role are Microsoft, Capital One, Facebook, Google, IBM, Twitter, Adobe, Oracle, and Salesforce. Of the larger companies, Google employs the most APMs each year and has the most developed and organized program. Direct applications are accepted through their specific APM career website. Facebook accepts APMs from a range of backgrounds. The bulk of them have degrees in computer science, although former APMs also include backgrounds in business, psychology, and mechanical engineering. The 18-month program requires significant time commitment, but it is one that will pay off in the end. You would collaborate cross-functionally with marketers, UX designers, and engineers. APM travel, a 2-week trip across the world, is one of the most interesting aspects of Google's APM program, with the intention of learning about technology in various cultures and markets. You will go to 4 destinations. There are hundreds of benefits to joining an APM program. A few of them are global guidance from experienced product professionals, on-the-job learning and varied experience, networking prospects. Apart from the APM program, an individual can directly apply to the APM role in any organization if he or she has the right skills to get the desired job role. As well as we'll move forward in this module, you will get to know the skills required for being a product manager. Now, let's move on and know the roadmap for the experienced persons to switch to product management. If you already have experience in other disciplines but want to get into product management, you must ensure they have gained the appropriate abilities. If someone is attaining all the required skills, then the individual can step ahead towards the further moves of becoming a product manager. Still, if not, then the individual must build the essential skills himself to start a career as a product manager. So, now let us know what are the skills required for being a product manager. There are a few skills that are necessary to step towards a successful career in product management. The first one is product detailing. Developing a brand new feature concept, outlining all the functions it would have and determining whether it can be realized. Determining regular user pathways on your specific website or mobile app, as well as if specific business events had a significant influence. Managing a product or service's revenue or profit and loss lines and making adjustments that boost sales. Gathering user input, ranking it based on business and consumer impact, and disseminating the data with the appropriate decision makers who can affect change. The next one is technical dexterity. A product's production involves a lot of technical information. Although they are not required, a product manager should know how all the technical components interact to create the finished product. Technical dexterity involves knowing how the product works at the code level, comprehending the process used in the software development lifecycle, running A/B testing, working on product analytics, etc. Moving ahead, we have critical thinking. Being capable of clear, sensible thought and being able to see how concepts are related logically is known as critical thinking. It is an active talent since you must have inputs to carry out an action in order to create outputs. Product managers must continuously consider what is best for the company and the user while making decisions in their day-to-day work about the product, the strategy, and the allocation of time and resources. Followed by that, we have communication skills. One never stops practicing or getting better at communicating. As a product manager, you must constantly run into new situations and pick up valuable lessons from them. As you go along, you start to see patterns, which aids in your comprehension of how to react. However, each case is also slightly unique. It would be easier for you to build other soft skills like leadership if you are a skilled communicator. Since many people will watch you see what happens next, speaking with trust and empathy is crucial. They must believe in your vision and understand that everything is occurring for a good cause. Moving ahead, we have industrial accountancy. The task of managing an organization's resources, time, and people is known as industrial accountancy. Professionals in industrial accountancy labor to ensure that companies and organizations are managed financially, successfully, and effectively. It covers every facet of monitoring and controlling an organization's commercial activities. The administration of office buildings, accounting, finance, planning, development, quality assurance, data analysis, sales, project management, information technology management, research and development, and marketing are all covered from a management and leadership perspective. Followed by industrial accountancy, we have the last one, that is time management. For product managers, time management is more about effectiveness than efficiency. Organize your day and week with tasks that directly advance the product's objectives. Set aside a set of number of hours each day or each week for the various meetings with stakeholders. Good product managers know how to allocate their time and focus on the duties that are under their purview as well as those that advance the objectives of the product. Here, the time management skills are crucial since they are the means by which one may do less while achieving more. Now, let's know about the certification that an experienced person can have for moving ahead towards product management. Although this is comparatively a new profession, one may already take several worthwhile courses to better comprehend the world of digital product management. Anyone interested in becoming a product manager must take the following 2 courses. This CSPO certification training will help you learn how to improve product value by speeding the delivery of product features, leading Scrum teams, effectively communicating what you want your product to do, and maximizing project ROI. It is the ideal course package for every aspiring professional who wants to pursue a career in product management. Next one is Simplilearn's professional certification in product management is one of the top 4 worldwide certified programs in product management. This course is in partnership with the SP Jain School of Global Management and involves 4 months of rigorous live training from SP Jain's top faculty across Australia, Dubai, and India, along with the live sessions from the top product leaders. This program prepares you to become a product manager via an exhaustive curriculum covering all aspects of product management and educates you on the latest industry trends, advancements, and related industry applications from top product experts via live sessions. This program prepares you to become a product manager via exhaustive curriculum covering all the aspects of product management and educates you on the latest industry trends, advancements, and related industry applications from the top product experts via live sessions. This program provides a 150% salary hike and is connected with 2,900 plus hiring partners. The program will take you towards product strategy, new product ideation and development, product lifecycle management, design thinking, UI UX, and many more different concepts of product management. The top companies that are hiring product managers via the Simplilearn project management course are Amazon, Microsoft, Google, IBM, Adobe, LinkedIn, Deloitte, Airbus, and many more. No matter what industry now you are in, or that the one you are headed towards, it is quite tough to change careers and move into a different firm. Because of your experience, people will hire you. It will be difficult for someone to recruit you as a product manager if you have no prior expertise in the field. So, it's quite important to have the relevant skills and the certifications to move into product management. There are two main paths to obtaining a product management position, regardless of your stage in your career. Move internally in your organization toward product management. Secondly, go to a firm that employs product managers and take on a position comparable to yours. The first piece of advice is that moving forward in your current employer is simpler. No matter what industry you're now in or the one you're headed towards, it is quite tough to change careers and move to a different firm. Because of your experience, people will hire you. It will be difficult for someone to recruit you as a product manager if you have no prior expertise in the field. The best course of action is to make this job shift within your current employer. You should think about going over this career move with your manager before making any decisions. The alternative route for making this profession change is more difficult, but may provide an excellent career opportunity. An individual just needs to use and put into practice the knowledge learned throughout his product management studies anytime he notices an opportunity in his or her day-to-day activities. Once more, you might volunteer to assist in product management and use your skills. Any individual from the ensuing background can move into product management, engineering, marketing and sales, and design, customer executive, architecture, consultancy. Now, let's move on and know about the top companies that are hiring product managers. So the top companies that are hiring product managers are Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Salesforce, Uber, Swiggy. Now, let's move towards the end of this session and know what is the salary of a product manager. The average salary of a product manager in India is approximately 10 lakhs per annum, and the average salary of product manager in the US is approximately 90,000 for a fresher and $1,60,000 per annum for an experienced product manager. Question: I hope this video provided you with enough information about product managers and getting into product management. So, which organization are you moving to? Do let us know in the comment section below.
Do you know, friends, that product management is a rapidly growing field in this tech? It mixes creativity, strategy, and technology, with product managers being the key to launching new products. If you are looking for a career that balances businesses, skills, project management, and the latest tech, then this might be a perfect choice for you. In today's video, we will be covering top 10 skills that one needs to become a successful product manager. So guys, let's start with understanding first who is a product manager. So guys, a product manager is basically a professional who is responsible for overseeing the development and life cycle of the product, from ideation to launch and beyond. They basically act as a single bridge between different teams such as engineering, design, marketing, and also sales to ensure that the product meets customer needs and aligns with the company's strategic goals. The product manager is often seen as the product CEO, as they are often responsible for its successful or failure. I hope so you would have got a brief idea regarding who is the actual product manager. Now let's move on and discuss the top 10 skills which are required to become a successful product manager. So guys, our first skill is strategic thinking. Then is user-centric design approach. Moving ahead, we have product lifecycle knowledge. Then we have problem solving. Then we have prioritization techniques. Moving ahead, we have agile and scrum. Then we have performance metric analysis. Then we have effective communication, stakeholder management, and finally, negotiation and conflict resolution. Let's understand each of the skills one by one. So guys, our first skill is strategic thinking. So guys, strategic thinking involves looking beyond the immediate task and considering the bigger picture. A product manager with strong strategic thinking skills can anticipate market trends, set long-term goals, and align the product's direction with overall business strategy. This skills helps in making decisions that ensures the product not only meets the current demands but is also prepared for future challenges. For example, a product manager at a tech company sees that more people are using a wearable technology. They propose developing a smartwatch that integrates health tracking, communication, and entertainment features, positioning the company ahead of competitors. So you can see certain task is needed for a product manager in the scope of strategic thinking. Now let's understand our second skill, that is user-centric design approach. So guys, a user-centric design approach ensures that a product is built around the needs and preferences of its users. This skill requires empathy, understanding of user behavior, and a commitment to solving user problems. By focusing on user experience, product managers can create products that are not only functional but are also delightful to use. For example, guys, a product manager at a bank receives feedback that customers find online banking app very confusing. So they conduct user interviews and usability tests, leading to redesign of the app with simpler navigation and more intuitive interface, resulting in a higher customer satisfaction. So you can see what is a task for a product manager in the domain of user-centric approach. Now let's move on and discuss our next skill, that is product lifecycle knowledge. So guys, product lifecycle knowledge involves understanding the different stages of a product which goes through, for example, introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Each stage requires different strategies for marketing, development, and resource allocation. This skills helps product managers know when to push for growth, when to focus on product maintenance, and when to consider phasing out a product. For example, a product manager at a consumer electronics company notices that a popular smartphone model is reaching market saturation. They decide to introduce a new model with upgraded features to keep the product line fresh and maintain customer interest. Next, we have the problem solving. So guys, problem solving is the ability to identify issues, analyze the root cause, and develop effective solutions. This skill is crucial for navigating the challenges that arise during product development and management. Effective problem solving involves creativity, analytical thinking, and the ability to make decisions under pressure. A product manager at a food delivery company discovers that customers are frequently complaining about the late deliveries. And after realizing the delivery process, they implement a system that provides real-time traffic updates to drivers, reducing delays and improving customer satisfaction. So guys, you can see this is an example which can be covered under problem solving. I hope so you are getting aware like how these skills are used by product manager in their real-time job. So guys, our next skill is prioritization technique. So guys, prioritization is a skill of determining what tasks or features should be focused on first based on their importance and impact. Product managers often face competing demands, and effective prioritization ensures that most critical tasks are addressed in a timely manner. They use techniques like Moscow method, which means must have, should have, could have, won't have, or RICE, reach, impact, confidence, effort. These techniques can help in making these decisions. For example, guys, a product manager for a social media app has to choose between adding a new feature for live video streaming or improving the app security. After assessing the impact of both, they prioritize the security improvement to protect user data and build trust, even if it means delaying the new feature. Now, let us move on to our next skill, that is Agile and Scrum. So guys, Agile and Scrum are the methodologies that promote flexibility, collaboration, and iterative development in product management. Agile involves breaking down a project into smaller and manageable parts, allowing for continuous improvement and a quick responses to change. Scrum, a specific Agile framework, it uses time-box sprints to achieve short-term goals with regular reviews and adjustment. For example, guys, a product manager at a software company uses Scrum to manage development of a new mobile app. They work in 2-week sprints, allowing the team to release incremental updates, gather user feedback, and make necessary adjustments before the next sprint. Next, we have, guys, performance metric analysis. So guys, performance metric analysis involves tracking and interpreting key data points that indicate how well a product is performing. This skill is essential for making data-driven decisions and optimizing the product metrics that might include user engagement, conversion rates, customer satisfaction, or revenue growth. For example, guys, a product manager at an online subscription service monitors customer retention rates. When they notice a decline, they analyze the data that find users are dropping off and after a free trial. They introduce new feature and offer personalized discounts to improve the retention. So guys, this was how performance metrics help in product management. Next, let us move on to effective communication. So guys, effective communication is the ability to clearly convey ideas, expectations, and feedback to various stakeholders, including team members, executives, and customers. This skill ensures that everyone involved in the product development process is aligned and working towards the same goals. It also involves active listening and the ability to adapt messages to different audiences. For example, guys, a product manager at a retail company regularly updates the development team, marketing team, and company executives on the progress of a new e-commerce platform. By clearly communicating the timeline, challenges, and next steps, they ensure that all the teams are coordinated and working efficiently. The next one that we have all over here is stakeholder management. So guys, stakeholder management involves identifying, engaging, and maintaining positive relationships with all parties interested in the product success. This skill requires balancing the needs and expectations of different stakeholders, including customers, team members, investors, and executives. It is all about building trust and ensuring that stakeholders are kept informed and involved at appropriate stages. For example, guys, a product manager developing a new educational app involves teachers, students, and parents in the design process. They give the feedback and adjust product features to meet the needs of all stakeholders, ensuring broad support for the app. And finally, we have negotiation and conflict resolution. So guys, negotiation and conflict resolution involve finding mutually beneficial solutions when there are disagreements or competing interests. This skill is vital for resolving conflicts within the team, with stakeholders, or during business negotiations. A product manager must be able to navigate these situations diplomatically, ensuring that the product success is not compromised. For example, guys, a product manager at a manufacturing company mediates a conflict between a design team, which wants to use high-quality materials, and the finance team, which is concerned about the cost. They negotiate by selecting materials that maintain quality while staying within the budget. It ensures that the product remains both affordable and well-made. So guys, this was the example which covers in negotiation and conflict resolution.
Hey there, fellow entrepreneurs. So picture this, you have got this killer product idea, right? And naturally, you want it to be like totally flawless before you launch it out into the world. But here's the thing, no matter how much you sweat over it, there's always going to be some hiccup or snag along the way. It's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know. But fear not, my friend, because there's a game changer known as MVP. But what exactly is MVP and why does it matter? Well, let's start with numbers. Did you know that 42% of startups fail because there's no market need for their product? Shocking, right? That's where MVP swoops in as a game changer. By focusing on the core features and functionalities, MVP allows companies to bring a product to the market quickly and test its viability with real users. And get this, companies that prioritize MVP development are 3 times more likely to experience success with their product launches. In fact, 78% of businesses say that MVP helped them learn what customer really wanted, leading to more successful iterations down the road. So whether you're brainstorming your next big idea or fine-tuning an existing project, stick around as we unravel the mysteries of MVP. Also, if you are interested in advancing your career, consider SP Jain's Professional Product Management course, led by industry experts. This comprehensive program equips you with essential skills and insights to excel as a product manager. Dive deep into the latest industry trends and advancements through live sessions, from strategic planning to product development and marketing. Gain a thorough understanding of the field. Receive practical guidance and certification to stand out in the competitive market. Take the next step towards success and enroll now to unlock endless opportunities in the dynamic world of product management. So without further ado, let's start. So what is MVP? A minimal viable product, or MVP, is a strategy used in product development where a new product is launched with basic features enough to attract consumers' attention. It's the simplest version of the product a company aims to bring to the market, whether it's a car, website, TV, or laptop. By offering the basic version, companies can gather feedback from the potential user to improve the final product before its full release. An MVP typically includes 3 key elements. Firstly, it offers enough features for consumers to consider purchasing it, making it easier for the company to market. Secondly, it includes a feedback mechanism allowing users to provide input on the product. Lastly, it provides future benefits to early adopters, encouraging them to try out the product ahead of others. Some of the fine examples of MVP is Amazon. Believe it or not, Amazon began by selling used college textbooks. Their first version of the product was a basic website for delivering books to students. As time passed, they grew their business to become the huge online store we see today. Similarly, another fine example is Airbnb. Airbnb's journey began with a bold idea: renting out air mattresses. Yes, you heard it right. They kicked off with a simple website connecting travelers with hosts offering makeshift accommodations. This quirky start was their MVP, that is minimal viable product. Slowly but surely, they listened to user feedback, fine-tuned their problem, and expanded their horizons. It's a tale of humble beginnings turned into a global phenomenon. Who knew an air mattress could spark a revolution in travel? And there are many more examples like that. But implementing the minimal viable product approach requires more than just having an idea, doing the basics and launching it. It involves strategic planning to ensure its effectiveness and value. Now let's understand the benefits that companies get from MVPs. Creating a minimal viable product can assist you in avoiding many potential mistakes that you might overlook when deeply passionate about your product. Understand the preferences of your target audience. When a company builds a minimal viable product, they make a basic version of their product to see what people like. By doing this, they can learn what features or things their consumers prefer. It's like trying out different flavors of ice cream to see which one people like the most. Helps create a better product. Yes, making an MVP lets companies test their ideas quickly and see what works and what does not. This helps them make improvements and build a better final product. It's similar to making a rough sketch of a drawing before making the final detailed version. Next is it helps to analyze the demand. With an MVP, companies can see how many people are interested in their product. If lots of people like it, they know there's a big demand. If not many people are interested, they might need to change their plans. It's a bit like testing the waters to see if people want what you're offering. Next is ensures quick release. Instead of spending a long time making a perfect product, an MVP lets companies release something quickly. This means they can start getting feedback and making improvements sooner. It's like serving a simple version of a dish at a restaurant first, and then making it fancier based on the customer's say. So this was about the benefits. Now let's talk about how to develop a minimal viable product. So first is understand your goals. Before starting to develop your minimal viable product, it's important to know what you want to achieve. Think about what problem your product will solve or what benefit it will provide to the people. Understanding your goals helps you stay focused and build a product that meets your objectives. The next is study your market. Take some time to reach and understand the market where your product will compete. Look at similar products already available and see what makes them successful or what could be improved. By studying the market, you can identify opportunities and challenges, helping you tailor your MVP to better meet the needs of your target audience. Next is consider the product features. Think about essential features your product needs to have in order to address the problem or provide the benefit you identified. Keep the features simple, focused on solving the core problem or delivering the main benefit. Avoid adding too many features at this stage, as the goal of an MVP is to create something basic that you can test and iterate upon based on the user feedback. The next is gather feedback early and often. Once you have developed your MVP, don't wait too long before sharing it with the potential customers. Gather feedback as early as possible by letting people try out your product and asking for their thoughts. This feedback will help you understand the aspects of your MVP and are working well what areas need improvement, allowing you to make adjustments and iterate quickly. The next is iterate based on feedback. Use the feedback you receive to make improvements to your MVP. This might involve adding new features, refining existing ones, or even pivoting in a different direction based on what you learn from the users. The key is to be flexible and open to making changes based on the feedback you receive, as this will help you create a better final product that meets the needs of your target audience. By following these steps, you can develop a minimal viable product that efficiently addresses a specific problem or need in the market, while also allowing you to gather valuable feedback and iterate towards a more refined and more successful product over time.
So guys, let's start by understanding what is product market fit. Guys, Product market fit refers to the moment when company's product resonates deeply with its target customers. It's when customers not only buy the product but also use it regularly and recommend it to others, helping the product gain attraction and sustain growth over the time. This concept is critical for any business that wants to achieve long-term profitability and also success. Entrepreneurs and venture capitalists like Mark Anderson, who is widely credited with popularizing the idea, describes product market fit as finding a good market and creating a product that meets the needs of that market. It's not just about launching a product, it's about ensuring that the product satisfies a significant demand within the chosen market. Without this alignment between the product and market, growth will be significant and demand will be chosen within the market. So guys, without this alignment between product and market, growth will be stunted and profitability will be difficult to achieve. Dan Oslin, a renowned product management expert, developed a framework known as the Product Market Fit Pyramid, which helps basically companies navigate the process of achieving this alignment. Now, let's try to move ahead and understand why product market fit is important. So guys, Alex Schulz, Facebook's Vice President of Growth, has emphasized that one of the common issues he observes in the company that he advises is misconception around product market fit. Many companies believe that they have achieved it when they actually haven't. Why does it matter so much? Why do venture capitalists frequently require evidence of product market fit before investing in a company? And why do Mark Andersons divide the startup journey into two distinct phases, before product market fit and after product market fit? The answer is pretty simple, guys. Until you confirm that your product has a large enough market of customers willing to pay for it, your company shouldn't focus on scaling other strategic objectives like upselling. And before product market fit, these efforts are premature and potentially counterproductive. For example, guys, spending money on advertising or expanding sales team doesn't make sense if you haven't first proven that there's sufficient market for your product. Achieving product market fit means that your product has demonstrated enough value that a significant number of people want it. It's at this point that the business can begin focusing on growth strategies. But before reaching this stage, the primary goal is to validate that the product solves a real problem for the market. In short, guys, product market fit is the foundation for long-term growth. Without it, even the best of the sales and marketing efforts are likely to fall short. So guys, as you can see all over here, so there are certain reasons like product market fit is important, like I have mentioned, sustainable growth, resource efficiency, investors' confidence, customer loyalty, and competitive advantage. So these are some of the main reasons why product market fit is important. But now the question arises, who is responsible for the product market fit? While product market fit is often associated with the roles of product managers and marketers, the reality is that it's a company's wide responsibility. Every team from sales to customer support and finance plays a role in helping the company reach this milestone. The product team may be at the forefront of creating a product, but customer feedback from sales and support teams can provide invaluable insights. The finance department also plays a key role by tracking key metrics that indicate invaluable insights and also whether the company is making progress towards product market fit or not. In essence of achieving product market fit, it requires collaboration across all the departments. It's not just about developing the right product, it's also about making sure that the entire organization is aligned and focused on meeting the needs of customer. Now, let us talk about a very important question, that how to measure the product market fit. So guys, there's no definitive metric to tell a company that it has achieved product market fit. However, several indicators can signal that you are on the right path. Andrew Chen, a venture capitalist, offers some useful guidelines for assessing the product market fit. The first one is customer feedback. Like, are customers showing a willingness to switch to your product? When your potential customers try your product, do they express a preference for it over other competitors? Market differentiation. Like, have customers who previously rejected other solutions now turn to your product? Are you offering something distinct that captures their interest, like the competitive grouping? Do customers intuitively understand which other products yours competes with? If they place your products In the same category as leading alternatives, it indicates you are playing right in the market. So guys, as you can see all over here, now let us try to understand some of the other measures. The next reason is product understanding. Like, do customers clearly grasp what sets your products apart? If they can easily identify your product's unique selling points, then you are on the right track. Next, we have the retention rates. Like, how do your metrics such as customer retention rates compare to those of your competitors? Strong retention is a good sign that you are providing value to your customers. These signals encompass both qualitative and quantitative measures, reflecting that product market fit is just not about numbers, but it's also about customer perception and behavior. So guys, now let us discuss about some of the qualitative measures. For example, we have first one, that is word of mouth. According to Mark and Reason, one of the best indicators of product market fit is when customers start promoting your product on their own. They essentially become your sales representative by recommending your product to others. Next is media attention. Like, you get increased call from media outlets and analysts suggest that your product is gaining visibility and credibility in the industry. Frequent media coverage can indicate growing market interest in your offering. By tracking both qualitative and quantitative metrics, company can better understand where their products stand and on the path toward product market fit. Now, the biggest question arises, how to achieve product market fit? So guys, there is no universal formula for achieving the product market fit. The Dan Olson's book, The Lean Product Playbook, provides a 6 framework that helps team towards this goal. So guys, the first is determine your target customer. First, identify who your product is for. This involves understanding the demographic, psychographic, and behavioral characteristic of your ideal customer. Without a clear target audience, it's difficult to design a product that meets the real needs. Next is identify the underserved needs. It means that you have to assess the unmet or poorly met needs of your target audience. By identifying the gaps in the existing products, you can tailor your solutions to address those areas. This step is very crucial for differentiating your product from the competitor. Next is define your value proposition. Based on the needs you have identified, craft a value proposition that clearly communicates why your product is the best solution for your target audience. You have to also tell what unique benefits does it offers and how does it solve the customer problem more effectively than the alternatives. Specify your minimum viable product. So guys, specifying your MVP feature set is very important. An MVP is the simplest version of your product that still delivers value to your target customers. The goal is to focus only on the core features that addresses the most pressing customer needs, rather than trying to build a fully featured product right way. By launching an MVP, you can gather feedback and iterate quickly. Develop your MVP, then once all the MVP feature set is defined, the next step is to build and launch it. The initial version of your product should be focused on delivering the core value proposition while allowing you to gather data and insights from real customers. Next is test your MVP with the customers. Finally, once the MVP is live, collect feedback from your target customers. Use this feedback to refine and improve the product. Testing helps validate whether your product meets the needs of the customers and market, and also provides the valuable insights for future iteration. Achieving product market fit is an ongoing process. It requires continuous refinement of your product based on customer feedback and market conditions. However, by following this structured approach, your team can stay focused on the key elements that drive the product market fit. So guys, we have come to the end of this video. And before that, I want to say something. That product market fit is a vital milestone for any company. It is the point at which your product gains enough attraction in the market to support sustainable growth. Without it, even the most ambitious business strategies are unlikely to succeed. The journey to the product market fit is often challenging, and it requires both a deep understanding of the customer needs and willingness to iterate on your product. But guys, once achieved, product market fit can unlock the potential for rapid growth and long-term success.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to welcome you to our new session where we will discuss product management metrics and KPIs. In this video, we will discuss the top metrics and KPIs to measure the success of a product using key performance indicators. KPIs are crucial because they provide a benchmark against which to measure your performance going forward. KPIs make it obvious whether or not you are succeeding in your objectives. And by using KPIs, you may define objectives, plan a course of action to achieve them, and assess your progress as you go. But before moving ahead in our session, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any updates from Simplilearn. Now, before we start our session, here's a question for you all. What, according to you, is the most important metric that defines the success of a product? Do let us know in the comments below. Today, we'll start this session by providing you with a brief introduction to the product management metrics and KPIs. And then we will be discussing product management metrics and KPIs, and stick to the end because we will be discussing product management frameworks, which are the HEART framework and the R framework. Let's start with the session and know about product management metrics and KPIs. Like other company teams, product management teams utilize key performance indicators, or KPIs, to set clear goals and natural choices, recognize success, and spot risks and problems. A lack of KPIs can cause a product management team to have a poor sense of progress, making it challenging to evaluate and learn from past work and make it difficult to prioritize amongst different activity streams when progress veers off course. The product manager often defines these KPIs, depending on what they think are the most crucial indicators to measure and report on. The product's success and the product management process are ultimately measured and improved using product KPIs. The breadth of the product manager's KPIs might vary depending on the organization's procedures and product type. The KPIs could significantly favor the design and manufacturing of the product, for instance, if the team's primary goal is product development. However, if they want to recognize the influence on the customer, the KPIs might be more broad to include use and consumer behaviors. The decision-making process about the KPIs that matter must ultimately be left to the product team leader, although it should be highly influenced by the organization's top-level goals. Let's now understand what are product management metrics. Metrics for product management give product managers the crucial information they require to monitor the performance and health of their products. Your product is more likely to offer accurate insights on what adds value to your current users and help convert potential users by setting and tracking the proper metrics. Product metrics are used by product managers to recognize which features are most used, underused, or completely ineffective, finding out how customers interact with a product, find out how frequently people return after registering, test how well your product is received by customers, identify the user cohorts that are power users, and others. There are 5 basic metrics that are used to measure the success of a product. The very first metrics of product management are growth and activation. In product management, growth refers to boosting the utility and user base of an already existing product. Product management seeks to make an existing product more successful as opposed to conventional product management, which focuses on managing all operations necessary to bring a lucrative product to the market. To maximize user retention during onboarding and the initial hours or days, the term activation is used. Onboarding customers with less friction, educating them about the benefits of your product, and gaining their early commitment are all examples of activation goals. This holds several KPIs: number of users per session, traffic, churn rate. The next metric used for product management is retention. The capacity of a business or product to keep customers over time is referred to as customer retention. If a business or product has a high customer retention rate, it implies that consumers keep utilizing or repurchasing that good or service. Low customer retention refers to the rate at which consumers discontinue utilizing or purchasing a company's goods or service. Effects of retention, total company growth, and client loyalty. When considering extra products or services, loyal clients are more inclined to stay with a reputable business. Retention as a metric holds CRR, CLTV. The next metrics we are going to discuss is engagement. Measuring user involvement enables you to determine whether customers value your offering. Logins, downloads, and the amount of time people spend on your website are all indicators of engagement. Engagement holds daily and monthly active users, session duration. Moving on, We have user happiness as the next metric used in product management. Since user happiness is a self-reported statistic, asking users to estimate their happiness rather than observing their behavior is necessary. Happiness in the context of products and services refers to a gratifying or enjoyable user experience. Contentment, joy, and delight are additional nouns that can be used to denote happiness. User happiness is a self-reported assessment. Thus, rather than observing people's actions, you need to ask them how happy they are. That also implies that prejudice and feelings are present in this situation. User happiness holds, NPS, rating on the App Store. And the last metric used for product management is revenue. Revenue is the cash that a firm generates via its operations. Depending on the accounting technique used, there are several ways to compute revenue. Sales made on credit will be included as revenue for products or services provided to the client under accrual accounting. Revenue may be recognized following certain standards, even though payment has not yet been made. The cash flow statement must be examined to determine how well a business collects debts. Cash accounting, on the other hand, only counts sales as revenue when payment is made. Revenue holds, CAC, MRR, ARPU. Now, let's move ahead in our session and understand what are product management KPIs. The success of a team may be measured using KPIs for product management. Product management, sales, and marketing teams, as well as other business experts, use these KPIs to set objectives, track development, and address problems. Because they offer advice on setting priorities and assigning tasks, KPIs are beneficial for product managers and other team leaders. The creation and management of high-quality products for a corporation depend on these metrics. Product managers can carry out the following tasks thanks to KPIs: establish goals, track development, take notes on prior work, make sensible choices, manage competitors, resolve issues, deliver high-quality products. The very first product management KPI is monthly recurring revenue, or MRR. A company's predictable income stream from month to month is measured by its monthly recurring revenue. This metric's main objective is to compare performance between different subscription terms or packages, each with unique features and costs. For companies that provide software as a service, or SaaS, or make money by selling subscription services, this type of technology is ideal. These sales activities are recurring and simpler to predict than one-time purchases. Product managers may monitor the business's financial health and track the rise or drop of monthly revenue using MRR. This gauges a product's monthly gross sales. If you wish to compute this, you must take into account the MRR at the beginning of the month, add the income from new customers, and subtract the number of customers you lost. For subscription-based businesses like SaaS, where no further sales are made after a client becomes recurring, MRR is simple to evaluate. Monthly recurring income is calculated by multiplying the average monthly revenue per user by the overall number of users for a particular month. The next product management KPI is the customer retention rate. It is the proportion of clients who remain clients after a specific amount of time. The length of time you can keep clients will be measured using this KPI in product management. You should also check to see if steps are consistently done to keep clients if the number of customers departing starts to fall. Without a retention plan, it is common for firms to focus solely on recruiting new clients while utterly disregarding their current clientele. Asking your former clients why they choose to stop doing business with you is another strategy you may employ to lower the retention rate. Always remember that acquiring new consumers is harder than maintaining relationships with your current clientele. Older customers are more likely to spend more money with you than new ones. Additionally, it is common for current customers to test new features, upgrade plans, or offer comments. It could be more profitable for a corporation to concentrate on keeping them. The retention rate is equal to customers at the end of a period minus new customers divided by customers at the beginning of the period times 100. Moving on, the next product management KPI is the Net Promoter Score. The number of current customers who are likely to recommend your product to a friend or colleague is measured by a KPI called Net Promoter Score. It keeps track of the number of consumers that aren't interested in your goods. or detractors. Customers who give you a rating of 9 or 10 are the ones who will remain loyal to you. They sing psalms about your brand and are referred to be promoters or advocates. NPS equals the ratio of promoters to detractors. The specific definition of a good NPS score is ill-defined. The ideal NPS score does not exist. Depending on the industry, it varies. A firm in the electronics sector can have a higher NPS score than one in the telecom sector. The percentage of patrons who are inclined to suggest a product or promoters and those who disapprove of it or detractors is known as the Net Promoter Score. A high NPS promotes growth, and knowing how many customers are complaining might help a company identify a problem with the customer experience. This measure displays the most popular product features and may inspire teams to come up with fresh concepts for brand new features or improved UX design. Here's the equation. NPS is calculated as the percentage of promoters minus the percentage of detractors. The next KPI used in product management is average revenue per user. The average revenue per user is the amount of money a business may anticipate from a single client. This is an excellent technique for an SaaS business to evaluate the effects of a new strategy, a new subscription plan, or a pricing change. Which client segments provide the greatest value may be determined by running the computation for several subgroups. This can provide information to investors about profitability levels, guide investment choices, and guarantee the business's financial stability. You may calculate the amount of money each user generates each month or year using ARPU. Knowing your ARPU may help you make decisions more easily when you are unsure of how to price a new product or when you want to raise the price of an already existing product. Both new users and current users can have their ARPU calculated. For a new user, ARPU refers to metrics that are based on accounts after the price of the product or subscription plan changed. But for an existing user, it relates to figures from before the price change. ARPU is calculated as monthly recurring revenue divided by total accounts. The next product management KPI is customer acquisition cost. The anticipated cost of acquiring one customer for your firm is known as the customer acquisition cost. Understanding the necessity of measuring CAC is essential if you plan to operate a firm for the long term. CAC covers the money you spend on advertising, overhead, the effort of the sales staff, software used, and other expenses. Only after you can figure out the entire amount spent on each client will you be able to estimate how much you will need to spend moving forward on bringing in new business. The cost of luring and acquiring a new talent is known as the customer acquisition cost. This includes the time, materials, cash, and effort needed to create leads and turn prospects into paying customers. The customer acquisition expenses might include the price of marketing supplies, sponsoring costs, cost of software marketing, salary levels for sales and marketing staff. CAC is the sum of all past and present cash outlays divided by the total past and present customers. The next product management KPI is customer lifetime value. You may estimate a customer's lifetime value to determine how much revenue they will provide overall. In essence, it provides you with a general sense of how much income you may expect from a client before they quit doing business with you. Customer lifetime value is a common metric for determining the potential revenue a business might derive from a client over time. The term customer lifetime refers to the typical length of time a customer supports a business. Value is the amount of money or profit that a client is worth. A firm may plan its economic stability and do financial forecasting using CLTV. Obtaining cash from investors might also be aided by it. Product managers may learn from CLTV how much money they can spend on acquiring and retaining customers. These expenses include those for lead creation, marketing, and retention tactics. They want to ensure that their expenditures are reasonable given the return on their investment. Establish the average customer lifetime and average revenue per user for your company to compute CLTV. CLTV equals average revenue per user times average customer lifetime. The next product management KPI is the number of customers acquired. The number is not reserved only for your sales and marketing staff. The quantity of customers you have obtained is a good sign that your product is successful. If the discrepancy between the amount you anticipate and the actual acquisition is significant, either your skills have been overestimated or the product hasn't yet gained much traction. You may use this to identify areas where the product may be improved. Learn more about the reasons why your product failed and then act right away to redesign it to get a broader appeal. The number of new users, new user percentage, and percentage rise in user base are a few of the product management KPIs to monitor that are connected to the acquisition. The next KPI used in product management is bounce rate. The percentage of people that visit one page on a website or app before leaving quickly is known as the bounce rate. This measure gives essential information about how users behave while interacting with a company's digital content. If a business has a high bounce rate, it should look for strategies to hold users' interest for longer. It is a statistic that assesses the proportion of people that access just one page before leaving the website or simply staying for a brief period. The bounce rate provides you a chance to improve the offering so that the visitor explores more pages and progresses farther down the sales funnel. You may boost the average user's focus on the website by using this statistic. The bounce rate should be decreased according to the product manager. The next KPI for product management is churn rate. The pace at which customers depart a business, or the churn rate, is the reverse of the retention rate. Particularly following a product modification, it provides information on client satisfaction. Two different turnover rates exist: client churn and churn in revenue. Customer churn refers to the number of users who have ceased using your services or canceling their subscriptions. The business's revenue lost as a result of client churn is measured by revenue churn. While we would suggest focusing more on customer turnover than revenue churn, the latter is still crucial because it may reveal a lot about customer happiness. Customer churn rate equals customers lost divided by total customers. Moving on, the next product management KPI is the customer satisfaction score. The level of a client's happiness with a product or service feature is known as the customer satisfaction score. Companies can identify it by conducting customer satisfaction surveys, which are typically rated on a scale of 1 to 10. This can assist managers and staff in determining how they might enhance their efforts to provide a better client experience. A leader can use it to decide whether they want to do a more in-depth qualitative examination of client happiness. CSC is a metric that assesses consumer satisfaction with a given commodity or service. Customers are asked to rate their satisfaction with a particular item or service using a rating scale in this kind of survey. This metric is calculated by adding the scores and dividing them by the total number of respondents. CSC gauges how satisfied a single feature or service is, whereas NPS gauges total satisfaction. To continually learn from the customer how they like utilizing a certain feature, use CSC frequently. Make sure you address their problems based on the feedback to provide them with compelling reasons to renew the product. The next KPI we have for product management is the number of users per session. A product manager may learn which aspects of an app are most used by monitoring the number of user activities every session. This is dependent upon the acts that a user repeats. This is particularly beneficial if a business is evaluating the use of a new website or application component. They can measure client interest in the modification to see whether it is intriguing or practical. KPIs are used to monitor if a product is still meeting client demands. This KPI monitors user activity on your website and mobile application. Any action they do and the characteristics they employ fall under this category. This is a potent KPI that may direct your approach to feature uptake. The next KPI is traffic. The volume of users who locate and assess websites are referred to as traffic. It may be organic, emerging spontaneously, or it may be paid, emerging as a result of sponsorship of content or the purchase of advertising space by a business. People that are in traffic are typically curious about a company and may eventually make a purchase. This is a useful indicator for assessing the success of your internet marketing. Additionally, it may be eye-opening to know where your traffic comes from. You will be able to identify the most effective channels for you when you measure sponsored traffic. You will be able to identify which platforms perform best and which don't, if you have a variety of channels where you post content to generate organic traffic. Analyzing this measure will be fun for your marketing team. You should ask the user why there isn't more active participation if you see that the engagement rate is low. Send your clients questionnaires to learn where you are falling short and how you can enhance their experience to encourage them to utilize more of your product. Moving ahead, the next KPI used for product management is session duration. The amount of time a person spends interacting with a website during a session. Strategies to monitor the use of digital products include this kind of measure. Although revenue is not measured, customer involvement is, and this has a big influence on sales. The more a customer engages with a business's website and digital content, the more probable it is that they will purchase anything from that business. Online resources may offer vital information to prospective customers about the goods, goals, and values of a business. Longer session times demonstrate user interest in a website, which is beneficial. The success of a marketing campaign may be measured by user interactions, which can also foster brand loyalty. These kinds of measures that are centered on the customer are great strategies to increase financial performance. The number is crucial because it lets you know how valuable the information in your offering is. In the end, it will have an impact on client loyalty and retention rate. Adding new videos and links and enhancing your website's general design are the only ways to improve it. Session duration equals the total time users spend on your product divided by the number of users. The other KPI is daily and monthly active users. How many active daily and monthly users you have is an important product consumption measure. It demonstrates whether your product is compelling enough. You must select a time frame and kind of interaction when defining active users. Users are active if they complete the interaction within the specified time frame. You can think of them as inactive users if they don't. The number of unique users that visit your digital product on a daily or monthly basis is tracked by the daily active user and monthly active user counts. Daily active users are the daily total of active users. Users who are active each month are counted as monthly active users. To get a clear picture of how engaging your product is, compare your active users, daily and monthly, to your entire user base. The last KPI used for product management is rating on the App Store. Users may give your app a star rating on a scale of 1 to 5. The summary rating of your app, which appears on your product page and in search results, is based on user ratings. When you publish a new version of your app, you have the option to reset the summary rating, which is unique to each region on the App Store. However, we advise being cautious when using this function. Having few ratings may deter potential users from installing your app, even if refreshing the summary rating might guarantee that it matches the most recent version of your program, which can be advantageous if an update answers customers' prior issues. Now let's move ahead in our session and know the frameworks used for product management. So in this video, we will be discussing the two most important frameworks of product management, that is, HEART framework and R framework. So let's first understand the HEART framework. An approach to enhance software user experience is called the HEART framework. According to 5 indicators focused on the user, the framework aids businesses in assessing any part of their user experience. The HEART framework, which was created for user experience designers and researchers, may be a helpful technique for product managers, since it is centered on developing a deeper understanding of user behavior and user preferences. Google UX created the HEART framework 10 years ago as a means of precisely defining product KPIs. To enable data-driven decision-making, it aids in defining and delivering user-centered product metrics. The HEART framework may be used by product managers to prioritize features, assess the performance of a product, and make more data-driven product choices. The user's experience is measured by HEART. Instead of focusing on system or technology metrics like failures, we wish to pay more attention to user data like usage frequency. These categories include happiness, engagement, adoption, retention, task success. Adoption. The rate of users who finish the trial or onboarding process and switch to regular use is known as adoption. It tracks the success of your client acquisition and activation processes and enables you to pinpoint the factors that encourage repeat usage. Task success. To determine whether users can successfully execute their tasks using your solution, look at task success. Based on the findings of these tests, you may modify your app's functionality, such as the backend, to make sure information flows through it smoothly and delivers the outcomes users are looking for. Engagement. User activity is gauged via engagement. Depending on your product, this may include the number of sessions each week, the number of likes or downloads, the length of sessions, the number of transactions, as well as other metrics. It is vital to define, track, and monitor suitable user behaviors in your app. The findings will provide you invaluable insights into how people use your app, and you will be able to observe the effects of any changes you make. Retention. The percentage of people that often utilize your product is measured by retention. It's important to keep track of who is and isn't returning to your product and why, as negative retention, also known as churn, will affect how your product performs in the market. Happiness. Users' levels of happiness reflect their opinions of your product. It is a way to gauge how satisfied users are, and methods include surveys, in-app reviews, and Net Promoter Score, or NPS. This is quite helpful when determining how customers feel about the most recent version of your product or the addition of a new feature. This may then affect the features you decide to preserve and the ones you decide to create. Now, coming toward the end of our session, let's learn about the R framework. One of the most often used frameworks for measuring growth and success in SaaS and startup businesses is the R model. The Pirate metrics, or Pirate framework, are other names for it. It was first proposed by David McClure, the founder of Practical Venture Capital. It divides your client lifecycle into 5 phases and correlates each with relevant KPIs, starting with the initial point of contact and continuing until a potential customer converts to a paying one. This will offer you a clear understanding of which stages of the client lifecycle are succeeding and where there is room for improvement in your conversion funnel. R is a startup metric approach created by entrepreneur and angel investor David McClure, often known as startup metrics for pirates. You may improve the user experience for your customers by using these metrics, which reflect all consumer activity patterns. They let you measure conversions more accurately and concentrate on the best channels. The nicest part about R is that it doesn't require any technological expertise, making it simple to comprehend for both seasoned entrepreneurs embarking on new projects and for newcomers with brand new enterprises. In short, it exists to assist you in making better data-driven decisions and achieving success by maximizing each of the 5 criteria. And if you comprehend them, you'll be able to see any issues with your startup straight away, as well as what specifically isn't working and how to correct it. By doing this, you may prevent basing choices on guesswork or on bad information. The 5 stages of your client's lifecycle are referred to as R, which are acquisition, where do customers come from? Activation, the process of converting acquired clients into engaged ones. Retention, how to entice potential clients to return. Referral, techniques for encouraging clients to endorse your offerings. Revenue, how to convert prospective clients into paying clients. Acquisition, in essence, you want individuals to register for something. For instance, you could want someone to register for a free trial. Keep up strong traffic acquisition. You need to make sure your website is receiving qualified leads. The fact is, if you have a good amount of focused visits each month, you don't need a ton of leads to obtain clients. Save your time. Establish your target demographic and conduct a campaign to build anticipation for the launch. When customers are waiting for your product to launch, gaining new customers will be simpler. You must provide your audience with value if you want your advertising to be effective. For instance, you provide an automated email marketing service. In this situation, a smart place to start is an online network for experts in email marketing. To pique interest and discreetly promote your product to the audience, publish engaging pieces regarding email marketing growth techniques. Activation. The value and happiness a firm provides at this stage mark the beginning of a connection with a consumer. And whether or not that relationship progresses further down the funnel will depend on those factors. The number of people who do a certain action, such as seeking additional information, subscribing to a YouTube channel, or making a purchase, may be used to assess activation. The number of customers or users who have been activated would be divided by the total number of people that viewed the website, or etc., to arrive at a formula that would be helpful at this point. Retention. Retention is essential to economic success for any organization that wants to endure for a long time. This is because the most significant measure of how much people value your product or service is retention. Depending on the pricing range of your goods, attracting first-time buyers or customers may not be challenging because people make impulsive purchases every day. A subsequent purchase or engagement, however, shows that the customer was satisfied and that the item or service matched their needs. Businesses use many techniques for measuring retention, however, such as annual recurring revenue, monthly recurring revenue, customer churn, repeat purchase ratio, and time between purchases may be approaches to gauge client base retention. Referral. Referrals are one of the last components of the pirate funnel. It is crucial to remember that many graphic representations of the funnel include an arrow called acquisition that loops up from the bottom back to the top. And this is because a perfect funnel would be a loop or a customer cycle that keeps bringing in new clients while maintaining existing ones. Successful referrals may be especially crucial since they are a less expensive method of acquiring customers than traditional marketing. And because of the impact of family and friends, they are frequently predisposed to brand loyalty if individuals in their circle are already customers. There are no ideal measures for this statistic. However, several metrics, such as number of active users sharing invites, can assist a firm when they start tracking referrals. Many times, people fail to mention that they were recommended, or a user who receives an invite from a friend may take months or even years to activate. Nevertheless, a good referral program may be demonstrated by reduced customer attrition, sustained growth, and overall program success. Revenue. Although money is transferred earlier in the customer lifecycle, revenue may be unreliable if the preceding phases aren't completed and measured. For this reason, revenue is frequently shown as the last step in the pirate funnel. Rapid revenue production is less important for a company's success than effective marketing and initiatives to keep customers and get them to recommend others. The ability to track income correctly is essential for a business to succeed. And while being aware of total revenue after cost is crucial, it only represents a small portion of the full picture. To get a full view of a company's success and make informed financial decisions, it's important to evaluate income across a variety of user, product, and service categories. So far, you have learned a lot about product management metrics and KPIs. So here's a question for you all. Which metrics would you prefer to measure a product if it's good to go or not? Do let us know in the comments below. And if you have any questions regarding product management metrics or KPI, then do let us know in the comments below.
Let us now start by understanding what product vision actually means. If you look up online, you might find complicated explanations like it's the emotional future idea of a company. But let me make it easier for you. Your product vision is basically your big goal, what you want to achieve with your product or the impact you want to make. For example, Elon Musk's vision for Tesla is to become the top car company for the 21st century. That's their product vision, their destination. Some people mix up vision with why of a product, but they're not the same. Your vision is where you're headed, while the why is the reason behind aiming for the future. In business, we call this reason the mission. So if your vision is where you're going, the mission is why you're going there. Having a clear vision is very important in product development for two reasons. Firstly, it motivates your team and stakeholders by giving them an exciting goal to aim for. And it helps you to make smart decisions about what to build and what not to build. With a clear vision, you can steer your product in the right direction and make sure everyone is on the same page. We will now understand what is product roadmap. A product roadmap basically outlines your objectives, guiding you towards achieving your goals for a product. It's a strategic plan that details the necessary steps and timelines needed for accomplishing tasks. Product roadmaps play a very crucial role as they assist in prioritizing and planning ahead at each stage of product development. They connect the overarching product strategy with the specific tasks and activities carried out by the team. For example, let's say you're creating a new mobile app. Your product roadmap would outline all the key features you want to include, like user login, messaging, and photo sharing. It will also break down when each feature needs to be developed, tested, and released to users. Here, the product roadmap helps us to stay on track and reach our destination, launching a successful app. Let's discuss the key features and functions of a product roadmap. Firstly, the roadmap serves as a high-level plan, charting the course from concept to final release. It lays out the key milestones, deliverables, and timelines the team needs to hit, which are shared with stakeholders and developers to ensure everyone understands the plan and stays on the track. Regularly updating and consulting the roadmap keeps the team focused on the big picture and the ultimate goal. A vital function of the roadmap is to prioritize product initiatives and features. By defining what will be built and when, the roadmap enables the team to focus their efforts on the most impactful and strategic elements, allocating resources efficiently. The roadmap also communicates the product strategy to stakeholders, from executives to the sales team. This visual representation fosters buy-in and collaboration across the organization. Roadmaps play a key role in managing expectations by outlining planned releases and feature rollouts and settling clear expectations for customers. Lastly, the best roadmaps incorporate flexibility, adapting to changing market conditions, customer feedback, and new strategic priorities aligned with evolving business needs. We will now explore different types of product roadmaps and how they help us to achieve our product goals. At first, we have portfolio roadmap. This roadmap provides a broad overview of stages for multiple products. Imagine you're overseeing a company that develops both mobile apps and platforms. Here, the portfolio roadmap will help you to see the big picture, what's happening across your product portfolio. Second, we have strategy roadmap, which emphasizes high-level initiatives and efforts to meet product goals. For example, it might include goals like improving user experience, expanding product offerings, or enhancing customer support. Third, we have release roadmap, which breaks down the task and timeline to finalize a product's creation. This could include steps like designing user interfaces, coding functionalities, testing for bugs, and finally releasing updates to app stores. Features roadmap. This roadmap basically shows features and timelines of when product features will be released. It helps ensure the development efforts are aligned with the planned feature releases. Next, we have sprint roadmap. It is used when the agile framework to plan the team efforts during a sprint. For instance, if your team is working in a 2-week sprint to add new features to a website, this sprint roadmap would outline who is responsible for which task during that time frame. Next, we will now understand how to create a product roadmap. Creating an effective product roadmap doesn't have to be complicated. With a well-crafted roadmap, you can bring clarity and focus to your product development journey. Remember to define your purpose, identify your audience, and be ready to adapt along the way. Let me walk you through the 7 key steps. The first step is to define your product purpose. What are the main goals and objectives you're trying to achieve with this product? Get really clear on the core purpose. This will serve as the foundation of your roadmap. Next, identify your audience who will be using the product and referencing the roadmap. Understanding your key stakeholders from executives to customers will help you tailor the roadmap to meet their specific needs and expectations. Third, gather input and feedback from the stakeholders. Talk to your customers, your sales team, and your developers. Get their insights on what's the most important to include in the roadmap. This collaborative approach will result in more well-rounded plan. The fourth step is to determine the main theme or pillars of your product roadmap. These are the high-level categories or focus areas that will guide your development efforts. Things like new features, product enhancements, or infrastructure improvements. Once you have those key themes identified, you can break them down into more specific, actionable items. These are the individual tasks, milestones, and deliverables that will bring each theme to life over time. With your theme and action being defined, you can then choose the right format for your roadmap. Will it be a visual timeline, a table of initiatives? The format should make it easy for your audience to quickly understand the plan. Finally, remember that your roadmap is not set in stone. Review it regularly and update it as needed to reflect changes in your business market or customer needs. Flexibility is key to ensuring your roadmap remains relevant and valuable. Follow these 7 steps and you'll be well on your way to creating a product roadmap that aligns your team, excites your stakeholders, and ultimately drives your product success. We will now discuss the 5 free tools for creating a product roadmap. You must now be wondering how to create effective product roadmap. Well, I'm now going to share you the top 5 free tools that you can use to build your roadmap and keep your product development on track. First up, we have Trello. Trello is a versatile project management tool that also happens to have some great roadmap templates that you can use. Next, we have Notion, a collaborative workspace that includes roadmap templates in their free plan. Next, we have got Jira, which is a popular tool that can be leveraged for creating and managing effective product roadmaps. Of course, we can't forget the classic Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint. This tried and true spreadsheet tool may not have all the bells and whistles, but it's a very simple and effective way to map out your product roadmap. We will now discuss how to make a product roadmap in Excel. Today, I'm going to walk you through step-by-step process to build one using Microsoft Excel. Let me illustrate with an example. Step 1. The first thing you'll do is to map out your overall strategy. Identify the key components you need to include in your roadmap. These could be things like product phases, future releases, or team responsibilities. Get these main elements listed out in the column. This will be on the vertical axis of your roadmap. Step 2. You'll want to set up a timeline across the top of your spreadsheet. The horizontal axis will serve as a time reference for your roadmap. You can break this down in months, quarters, or any other time increments that make sense for your project. Step number 3. Now it's time to start building out the visual elements of your roadmap. Create swim lanes to group related tasks and initiatives. You can even add sub-swim lanes to break things down even further. This helps organize a roadmap and make it easier to digest at a glance. In our roadmap example, we have listed a few project steps, breaking down the implementation step into phases, that is phase 1, phase 2, and also phase 3. Step number 4. Within each swim lane, we'll start add some shapes to represent the different components of your product roadmap. Go to Insert Shapes and then select the shape you would like to insert. Step number 5. Draw the shape by placing the cursor on the needed position and drag it to draw. Adjust the width of these shapes to align with your timeline and visually communicate the timing to each initiative of milestone. Step number 6. Move multiple shapes at once. To do so, click on the desired items after pressing and holding the Control key and drag and drop them into the new position. Next, we have Format Shapes. Right-click on any shape and then open the right side Format Shape menu. Step number 7. Do not forget to add clear descriptions to your shape. Double-click on any of the shape and start typing to provide the details of the element you want to represent. You can even style the text to make it pop. Next, we have, in this step, we will incorporate the key milestones into your roadmap. Add these as a distinct shapes and group them with text boxes so you can easily move them around as needed. And there you have it, a comprehensive product roadmap built entirely in Excel. The beauty of this approach is the flexibility it provides. You can easily update, rearrange, and refine your roadmap as your product evolves. Give it a try and let me know if you have any other questions. Did you know that 75% of product launches fail due to poor market planning? A great product is only the beginning. Without a solid go-to-market strategy, even the most innovative ideas can get lost in the crowd. The good news, with the right GTM strategy, you can ensure your product reaches the right audience, stands out from competitors, and drives your business forward. Today, AI and generative AI are transforming how businesses craft and execute GTM strategies. From automating customer insights to creating targeted marketing content, AI is helping businesses launch faster and smarter. These technologies enable you to gather market insights, predict trends, and automate large parts of marketing funnel, leaving your team free to focus on more strategic moves. Take Dropbox, for example, competing with giants like Google Drive and OneDrive. They used a product-led growth strategy and a referral program to grow their user base without massive ad spend. Now imagine how faster they could have scaled with AI-powered analytics and generative AI for personalized messaging. AI is reshaping digital marketing and making GTM strategies more effective than ever. By the end of this video, you will understand key GTM strategies, how to define your market, and execute your plan like a pro. So let us first start by understanding what is a go-to-market strategy framework. In simple terms, it's a step-by-step process for bringing a product or service to market. It answers key questions like who we are selling to, how do we reach them, and how do we stand out from competitors. For example, let's say you're launching a new project management tool. Your GTM framework would help you identify your target market, maybe small business or startups. Figure out how to communicate the benefits of your tool and decide whether you'll focus on inbound marketing or outbound sales to get the word out. We will understand inbound marketing and outbound sales in the upcoming topic. The GTM framework aligns everyone on your team and gives you a clear plan to follow from start to finish. Now, first, we have to understand how to define your market. This is all about figuring out who you are selling to. A common mistake businesses make is trying to sell to everyone. But in reality, you need to narrow down your target market. Let's say you have developed a new fitness app. Instead of targeting all fitness enthusiasts, you could define your market as busy professionals who want quick, effective workouts. This helps you focus your marketing efforts and craft more tailored message. The more specific you get, the better you can target your audience and connect with their needs. So now, the next step is to define your why. Your value proposition is essentially why people should choose you. It's the unique benefit your product offers that your competitors can't match. Let's go back to the fitness app example. Your value proposition might be we help busy professionals squeeze in a 15-minute workout that's just as effective as a full hour in the gym. You're not just offering fitness, but also offering convenience and time saving, which speaks directly to your audience. A well-defined value proposition makes it clear why your product matters and why your audience should care. Let's go back to the fitness app example. Your value proposition might be we help busy professionals squeeze in a 15-minute workout that's just as effective as a full hour in the gym. You're not just offering fitness, but also convenience and time saving, which speaks directly to your audience. A well-defined value proposition makes it clear why your product matters and why your audience should care. The next step is positioning. Positioning is all about figuring out where your product fits in the market and how you will differentiate from the competition. Let's say you're launching a premium skincare line. Your positioning might focus on the high-end natural ingredients you use, which differentiate you from the mass market products. Your positioning helps set the stage for your pricing, branding, and overall market strategy. So what are the 5 go-to-market strategies? When it comes to launching a product or entering a new market, there are 5 primary go-to-market strategies, which businesses typically use. The strategy allows you to choose which depends on your product, target market, and overall business goals. Let's break down each strategy with examples so that you can see how they play out in real life. The first is inbound marketing. So this marketing attracts customers by creating valuable content that addresses their needs and pain points. Over time, potential customers find your content organically through search engines or social media. For example, HubSpot mastered inbound marketing by providing free resources like blogs and webinars. Their content is optimized for search engines, leading small businesses to their site, where they eventually convert to customers. This marketing is best for companies which is investing in long-term content creation and SEO to attract organic leads. The second is outbound sales. Outbound sales involve directly reaching out to prospects through cold calls, emails, and demos. This approach is more direct and aggressive, targeting high-value clients. For example, Salesforce uses outbound sales by targeting decision makers at large enterprises with personalized outreach, scheduling demos, and closing deals through direct interaction. This type of marketing is best for B2B companies which target enterprise clients that require personalized engagement. The third is product-led growth. In product-led growth, the product itself drives growth. A freemium model lets users try the product for free, with upgrades to premium features based on the product's value. Example Slack, which offers a free version of its platform, allowing teams to experience its benefits before upgrading to a paid version for more features. So this type of marketing is best for software as a service companies, which is focused on user experience and self-serve onboarding. The fourth is channel sales. Channel sales rely on third-party partners, resellers, distributors to sell your product, which allows you to reach market you couldn't through direct sales alone. For example, Microsoft partners with resellers to sell products like Office 365, bundling their software with other services to reach more customers. So this type of marketing is best for companies which is looking to scale quickly through third-party networks. Fifth is account-based marketing. Account-based marketing focuses on targeting high-value accounts with personalized marketing and sales efforts. It is a tailored approach designed to build deep relationship with key clients. Example, Snowflake targets large enterprises like finance and healthcare companies, crafting personalized content and outreach to address their specific needs. This type of marketing is best for B2B companies, which targets large enterprises where personalization is key to closing deals. Now that we have discussed the top 5 marketing strategies, let's now talk about important step, which is understanding the competition. Knowing your competition is crucial to understand the successful go-to-market strategy. You need to ask who else is solving the same problem and how they're doing it. Once you understand your competition, you can figure out how to differentiate yourself. For example, if you are selling a new project management tool, you might find that the competitors offer more features, but they are too complicated for small businesses. So your strategy could be offering more simpler, user-friendly tool specifically designed for startups and small businesses. The next step is messaging. Your messaging is how you communicate your value to your audience. It's important to keep your message clear and consistent across all the channels. Think of messaging as the story you tell about your product. What makes your product special? How will it improve your customer's life? This messaging needs to come across in your website, email, ads, and even in sale conversations. For example, if your value proposition is about saving time, your messaging might say, get fit in just 15 minutes a day. No gym required. This directly speaks to your audience pain point of not having enough time for long workouts. Next step is execution. Now it's time to put everything into action. You have defined your market, crafted your messaging, and figured out how to stand out from the competition. Your execution could involve inbound marketing like content, social media, and SEO. Outbound sales through cold outreach or email campaigns. Partnerships with other businesses that reach your target audience. For example, if you're using inbound marketing, you might create helpful blog posts or videos that address your audience's pain points and lead them to your product. If you're using outbound, you'll want a highly targeted email campaign that resonates with potential customers.
Today, we'll start this session by understanding what is the product and product management, and then what is project and project management. Moving forward, we'll understand who is a product manager and a project manager. Following that, we'll take a look at the difference between product manager and project manager. Next, we'll have a detailed look at the roles and responsibilities and the skills required to start a career as a product manager and a project manager. For choosing any professional career, it is important to have certified knowledge of that profession. So we'll also take a look at the certifications required for both product managers and project managers. We'll also talk about how a product manager and a project manager work together. And stick till the end because we'll wrap up this session by talking about the salaries of a product manager and a project manager. So without any further delay, let's get started and know what is a product. A product is offered to deliver its services to the users by putting efforts to be produced. For example, Google Maps for directional services. It can also be defined as a tangible item that an alliance creates to serve the customer's need. For example, Uber for taxi services. A product is designed to create customers' value by solving their problems with convenient evolution. And it doesn't have any explicit life cycle and has more permanence, which means that a product doesn't have any fixed end date and needs continuous discovery and development. Now let's understand what is product management. So, product management is managing the process of the product throughout the life cycle, from strategizing, designing, and development to branding of the product. The product management involves strategizing products to enhance the profit of the business, creating customers' value, creating roadmaps to get a clear idea of how to design and develop the product, specifying functional requirement and creating blueprints, and development of the product as per the requirement. And once the product is developed, it is necessary to take customers' feedback, and then only the price of the product is finalized. Now that we have an idea of product and product management, let's take a look at what is a project. A project is something that results in the product as an outcome. It is a fleeting effort commenced to construct a remarkable product or service. It can also be defined as the process of providing services to the user by focusing on scope, resources, and quality of the output. All the products have a team to work on, a budget to complete the task under a specific amount, a schedule to follow, and some expectations to meet the need of the customers. We can also determine a project as the process of executing a plan which involves taking requirements of the customers and building the solution. Projects are the temporary efforts to meet the need of the business to organize by providing services to the user. Now let's move further and understand what is project management. So, project management is defined as the process of planning and organizing the resources of the company to complete a specific task. Project management plays the same role irrespective of the belonging industry. It is the role that specifies product of an organization. The main objective of project management is to determine the goals and objective of the project. It also creates a quality assurance check to ensure the standards of the project. It is the approach of applying skills and techniques to complete a project as per customers' requirement. And it helps to get a predictable project planning and execution process. The primary constraints of project management are time, cost, scope, and quality. Now let's know more about product and product managers. So let's move further and understand who is a product manager. A product manager is a person in an organization that is responsible for product development as per the customer's requirement. The manager allows the task to the development team and manages the coordination regarding the product developed between the customers and the developers. The product manager monitors the product and the market and develop the competitive analysis. The product manager is an association between the business, developers, and the users of the product. Now let's understand who is a project manager. A project manager is an individual who plans and organizes the resources needed for the project and looks after the specific need of a project of an organization. The product manager determines the goals and objectives of the project by approaching skills and techniques needed to complete a particular project. The project manager helps to get a predictable project planning and execution process. The primary task of a project manager is to determine the scope of the project by using different methodologies of product management. For example, Agile, Scrum, Prince2, etc. The manager leads the project throughout the life cycle of the project, from initiating to planning to executing to monitoring and controlling to closing of the project. Now, let's move further and understand the difference between a product manager and a project manager. The product manager deals with the all-around needs of the product, from strategizing to branding of the product. On the other hand, the project manager deals with applying techniques to complete a particular project. The product manager focuses on building up the value of the product, but the project manager focuses on work coordination. The product manager owns the what, and the project manager owns the how. The product manager must be good at market research and strategic thinking, whereas the project manager must be good at planning and budget organizing. The product manager brings the idea related to the product into the marketplace. On the other hand, the project manager uses specific skills to deliver a valuable product. The product manager deals with the external market operations, whereas the project manager deals with the internal operations of an organization. The product manager manages the product till its complete success, whereas the project manager manages the project till it's delivered to the customers. So far, we have understood about product managers and project managers. So here's a question for you guys. What is the another title for a project manager? Do let us know in the comment section below. Now let's take a look at the responsibilities of product managers. The product manager manages the product throughout the life cycle, from initial stage of planning to the final stage of complete success of the project. The product manager strategizes the product by planning for the particular product. It's the product manager's responsibility to create customers' value by fulfilling the customer's requirement for a product. And the manager builds the roadmap for a product following which the product is created. The manager manages the specifying functional requirements to lead the team about the product. And the manager continuously manages and monitors the development of the product. And once the product is approved, it is sent out in the wild for branding and launching into the market. Let's proceed and know the responsibilities of project manager. The project manager evaluates the initial intakes that are necessary for a project. To finish the project on time, the project manager makes sure that the project is delivered to the customers on time. To manage the performance of the team by continuously monitoring and controlling the work in the team. To manage the proper communication and coordination in the team. To achieve the goal and objective of the project within the given time period. To meet the customer's requirement and make them happy. For being a product manager, one must have all the skills that are required for the profession. So let's know what are the skills that are necessary to thrive in product management. Skills that are necessary for a product manager are strategic thinking. The manager must be able to plan successful future for the product. Leadership skills. The manager must have the skills to lead a group of the people working together to achieve a common goal. Time management. The manager must be good at managing the time and complete the task under the given time period. Empathy skills. The manager must be able to understand the employee's mindset and thinking. Communication skills. The manager must be able to communicate easily with others in order to understand the other person and make him understand his own perspective. Analytics skills. The manager must have the ability to gather information about the product and analyze the information by having a market research about that. Presentation skills. The manager must be good at presenting his thoughts in a creative and attractive ways. Customer orientation. The manager must know how to put the needs of the customers over the needs of the business. Self-confidence. The manager must have self-confidence because only then he or she will be able to lead the team. Now, let's know what are the skills necessary for a project manager. The skills that are necessary for a project manager are: the project manager must have a good knowledge of project management methodologies. For example, waterfall, agile, Scrum, Prince2, and many more. Risk management. The manager must be able to identify and control the threats to the organization's earning and capitals. Basic knowledge of project management tools. The manager must have the basic knowledge of project management tools, for example, dashboards, reporting, timesheets, and many more. Cost management. The manager must be good at managing the project cost to provide maximum benefits to the organization. Adaptability. To become a manager, one must be able to adjust to different conditions and circumstances. Critical thinking. The manager must be able to think rationally and understand the logical relationship between the ideas. Now let's move on and know what are the certifications available for a product manager. The certification that fits best for product managers are Product School Product Management Certification. The Product School offers two types of product management certification. One is Product Manager Certification and the other one is Senior Product Manager Certification. The Product Manager certifications help learners to learn how to build digital product end to end, from discovery to optimization and to develop a portfolio project with the help of your instructor. And the Senior Project Manager certification assists the product managers to enhance your technical hard skills and learn to leakage advantage to make informed decision and build strategic skill set to help guide your team in context of the marketplace. Pragmatic Institute Project Management Certification. The certification concentrates on defining the roles and responsibilities, focuses on the right feedback from the right sources, and building buyers' products. It also pledges the product managers will accumulate functional skills, tools, and templates in the field of management. The institute has its branches in over 50 plus countries and have over 10,000 plus hiring companies covering the topmost MNCs as well. The institute provides provision methodologies, adaptable resources, battle tested strategies, and the world class support to the organizations. Simplilearn Professional Certification in Product Management. Simplilearn's professional certification in product management is one of the top 4 worldwide certified programs in product management. This course is in partnership with SP Jain School of Global Management and involves 4 months of rigorous live training with SP Jain top faculties across Australia, Dubai, and India, along with live sessions from top product leaders. This program prepares you to become a product manager via an exhaustive curriculum covering all the aspects of product management and educates you on the latest industry trends, advancements, and related industry applications from top products experts via live sessions. The program provides a 150% salary hike and is connected with 2,900 plus hiring partners. The program will take you towards product strategy, new product ideations, product development, product lifecycle management, design thinking, UI UX, and many more different concepts of product management. The top companies that are hiring product managers via the Simplilearn product management course are Amazon, Microsoft, Google, IBM, Adobe, LinkedIn, Deloitte, Airbus, and many more. Now let's take a look at the certifications available for project managers. The certifications that are fit for project managers are Project Management Professional, that is PMP. Project Management Professional is an international acknowledged professional designation proposed by the Project Management Institute. Gaining a PMP certification can help you in acquisition in your professional and personal growth. The PMP certification can help you showcase your skills and get you work globally recognized. It allows you to prove your experience and competence to lead and direct projects. PMI Agile certified practitioners. The PMI ACP training empowers you to become a skilled agile professional with knowledge of broad range of agile methodologies. ACP is PMI's fastest growing certification, and recently ACP PMI has been updated with additional of the agile practice guide. Certified Association in Product Management. The Certified Association in Project Management is a vendor-neutral entry-level certification to help individuals formulate project management skills. It is one of the several certifications issued by the non-profit Project Management Institute, that is PMI. Certified Scrum Master. The CSM certification course is focused on providing an improved understanding of Scrum methodologies and their implementation. It helps you to become a certified Scrum Master, a designation offered by Scrum Alliance to which who you have completed a CSM certification course and demonstrate their understanding by passing the exam. Project in controlled environments. It is also known as PRINCE2. PRINCE2 or Project in Controlled Manner Environment certification is a process-based project management method that offers a systematic approach to delivering a successful project with clear templates, processes, and steps. So far we have understood a lot about how product managers are different from project managers. Now let's understand how product managers and project managers work together. So, a product manager sets the trajectory for a project by creating visions of the and goals by doing market research and knowing the customer's requirement. And the project manager brings these visions and goals into the reality by working on the projects and develop the products. With this, we have came to the end of this session. But before we wind up, let's know what is the average salary of product managers and project managers. The average salary of product manager in India is approximately 10 lakhs and in US is approximately $90,000 to $1,60,000. The average salary of project managers is 10 lakhs in India and in US it is $75,000 for a freshers and $140,000 for an experienced person in US. Let us know which profession you are aiming for. Do let us know in the comment section below.
Product managers and product owners are two terms that may sound quite similar, but when it comes to roles and responsibilities and the work focus, both terms are way too different from each other. So let's move ahead with this session and understand the difference between product managers and product owners. But before moving ahead, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss an update from Simplilearn. And before we move on with our session, here's a question for all of you. Which organization are you planning to join as a product manager? Do let us know in the comments section below. Today we'll start this session by understanding who is a product manager, and then we'll understand who is a product owner. Moving ahead, we'll understand what is the focus of both roles, and then we'll know the skills necessary for a product manager and a product owner. Then we'll understand the difference between product managers and product owners. And then we'll discuss the switching in the roles. And then we'll understand, does an organization need both roles? And stick to the end because we will wrap up this session by talking about the salaries of both product managers and product owners. Now let's start this session and understand who is a product manager. A product manager is the one who defines what success looks like for a product, articulates what that success looks like in terms of a product, and rallies a team to make that vision a reality. They do this by determining the customer need and the more significant business objectives a product or feature will accomplish. Product management is responsible for strategically directing the creation, introduction to the market, ongoing maintenance, and enhancement of a company's products. The long-term strategy, product vision, market trends, and the discovery of new opportunities are the primary responsibilities of a product manager. To ensure a product's effective launch, product managers oversee tasks and groups of people. In addition to conducting user research, This expert sets a long-term product strategy and a product roadmap and decides which features to include. Although it's frequently not clearly defined, the position of a product manager, or PM, is crucial and critical in many businesses. All product managers lead the development of products and are ultimately in charge of the success of those products, even if the duties of PMs vary quite a bit among industries and enterprises. Product managers monitor the market and conduct competitive analysis while serving as a point of contact between a company's business, its developers, and its customers. A product manager can be anyone with the right mindset who is curious and willing to learn. The manager collaborates closely with the development team and is in charge of coordinating the efforts of all groups working on a product, including the engineering, design, marketing, and sales teams. Production must be regularly tracked and managed to ensure that it meets quality standards and client specifications. Now let's understand who is a product owner. A product owner is a specialist who makes certain a development team completes duties that enhance a product. Additionally, they act in the client's and their consumers' best interest. The position is derived from Scrum Project Management, a framework for setting up the team dynamics and duties for a project. The backlog, or list of necessary work, is likewise managed by the product owners. To help their team know what to focus on, the product owner lists each step in the backlog along with a description of what it requires. These experts, consequently, frequently possess extraordinary strategic and communication abilities. A product owner acts as the organization's point of contact when using Scrum to keep all sections of the business updated on a project's progress. A key position, called product owner, is in charge of speaking on behalf of the development team's interests to the client. Their responsibility is to guarantee that a user advocate attends development meetings. Representing the customer's interests to the development team is the responsibility of a strategic role. They ensure a user advocate is present at all development meetings. The product owner is in charge of preserving and enhancing the product roadmap to maximize the value of the goods. The primary point of contact for the design team to identify the product specs is the product owner. This product roadmap will consist of a prioritized list of client requirements. It is the responsibility and accountability of this expert to identify and prioritize user needs. Now, let's understand what both roles focus on. So let's begin with knowing what a product manager focuses on. The following categories can be used to organize some of the product manager's tasks. Number 1, by doing user research and revealing key insights, learn what users need. Number 2, develop the long-term vision and plan for the product. Number 3, bring the team together around a unified product roadmap. Number 4, choose the upcoming features to be built. Number 5, offer clients features that work and make them happy. Number 6, promote alignment concerning the overall strategy and direction of the product across the team, partners, and external stakeholders. Number 7, examining client needs. Number 8, researching a good, service, rival, or market. Number 9, collecting and evaluating customer reviews of a product or service. Now let's know, what does a product owner focus on? The only person in charge of backlog grooming is the product owner. The product owner also does the following in addition to that. Number 1, prioritizes the user stories and organizes them in the product backlog based on the user pains and problems the customers are experiencing. Number 2, to make sure that the development team knows what to work on next, the team builds and prioritizes production processes. Number 3, participates in all Scrum and Agile meetings to make sure that the development activity is in line with the roadmap established by the product manager. Number 4, conveys to the development team the customer's voice. Number 5, input to the product manager on the validated roadmap. Number 6, transform the project manager's goals into actionable tasks. Number 7, make these jobs part of the employee's everyday obligations. Number 8, user stories should be written for the development team. Number 9, maximization of the value of the product produced by the development team's efforts. Now let's move this session toward the responsibilities of both roles. Now let's see what are the responsibilities of a product manager. To maintain, develop, and increase the sales of current products, a product manager must communicate with several internal and external business stakeholders. They also must do research and come up with ideas for new products based on their interactions and experiences. A product manager must do market research, undertake margin analysis, and evaluate performance to analyze product demand, positioning, and profitability, as well as forecast future trends. Product managers also make pricing, branding, and other decisions. The very first responsibility of a product manager is monitoring competitors. Finding and analyzing your competitors' products, prices, and sales and marketing strategies is known as competitive monitoring, sometimes known as competitive analysis. The next responsibility of the product manager is understanding the user's needs. It is your duty as a product manager to determine the target market and to understand the people who use your service or your users and what they want to do to build a solution that works for them. The next responsibility is assembling market research and competition data. By conducting market research, you might meet clients for your company. Investigating your competitors may enable you to set your business apart. For a competitive edge for your small business, figure out how to combine them. To learn more about the market, product managers speak with data scientists. The next responsibility is monitoring internal stakeholders. Monitoring stakeholders is the process of looking closely at stakeholder relationships for products, tailoring engagement tactics for stakeholders through changes to engagement strategies and plans, and observing and managing the team. Translation: transferring information from the design team to the development team. The next responsibility of a product manager is to achieve the product goals and objectives. Product goals translate the product vision into specific, measurable objectives. They are quite detailed in terms of your product's performance after it is completed and how you'll measure it. The last responsibility of the product manager is depicting the parameters for product accomplishment. By providing the metrics and data, one may obtain a sense of how to position the product successfully in the market. Now let's move toward the responsibilities of a product owner. Both product owners and managers are involved in the process of developing new products, but their responsibilities are distinct in terms of how they accomplish objectives and where they are located at various stages of the process. The very first responsibility of product owners is engaging stakeholders. Product owners often collaborate with internal stakeholders inside the business. They oversee important interactions with managers, their departments, and the board of directors. To develop the goods and provide answers, these experts gather data from various parties. To enhance user stories in the backlog, a product owner may speak with end users directly. When developing a product, taking into account the viewpoints of many professionals and customers may help both roles perform their responsibilities more successfully. Moving on to the next responsibility of a product owner is taking care of obligations. Product owners concentrate more narrowly on small-scale activities. Product owners are in charge of a project's day-to-day operations and details, while product managers focus on the project as a whole. To assure product fulfillment, these experts may, for example, oversee the manufacturing team, create a backlog, and work with warehouses. The next responsibility of a product owner is analyzing customers. Similar research is conducted by product owners to understand the needs and preferences of the target market, but they are also in charge of teaching the whole team about these topics. Product owners in Scrum teams see to it that all team members incorporate consumer perspectives while creating or updating these features. Along with the product manager, they also help the backlog be optimized based on client input and check to see if a product adequately incorporates it. Moving forward, the next responsibility of a product owner is directing group efforts. Product owners often collaborate with teams daily to make sure they correctly follow a plan and meet backlog requirements. As a consequence, they could collaborate with product managers to choose the most important features and the most suitable schedule. Additionally, these experts could let designers know what is expected of them and assist them in creating mockups or prototypes. The next responsibility of a product owner is product backlog management. The product owner must compile the backlog of items and prioritize them following the overarching strategy and corporate goals. The product owner will also need to map out project dependencies to determine the proper order of development. But the product backlog isn't just a list of things to accomplish. It's a dynamic document that has to be updated often in response to changing project requirements as it develops. And the last responsibility of a product owner is observing the stages of development. The product owner should devote a substantial amount of time to managing the actual creation of the product once the vision, strategy, and product priorities have been established. They play a significant role in all phases of the event, including planning, fine-tuning, reviewing, and sprinting. The Agile product owner collaborates with stakeholders throughout the planning phases to determine and arrange the tasks necessary for the following iteration. After that, they will get together with their team to polish the procedure, pinpoint any problems, and assist with the sprint. Now let's move on to the skills of both product managers and product owners. So let's begin with skills required by a product manager. Strategic thinking. Understanding your position in the market, concentrating on the goals, and seeing chances can help you plan and build tactics. Leadership skills. The capacity of a person to inspire and guide a team of others working together to accomplish a common objective. And time management. The capacity to effectively manage time so that the product may be delivered in the allotted time. Empathy skills. The capacity to relate to and comprehend the ideas and feelings of another person. Empathy requires placing oneself in the other person's position. Communication skills. How one interacts with others and the act of imparting knowledge. Our ability to communicate effectively allows us to provide information in a way that the audience can comprehend it. Presentation skills. The capacity to convey in an engaging, original, and visually appealing manner. Now let's move ahead and know the skills required by product owners. Design reasoning. To promote product breakthroughs, product owners must feel at ease creating hypothesis-driven development environments. Analytical skills. The management, evaluation, and approval of the product backlog should be the top priority for a product owner. For this reason, they need to be adept analysts who can review product problems and upgrades critically and come up with logical remedies rapidly. Cooperation abilities. Product owners, who act as liaisons between Scrum teams, must be at ease with continual engagement. They should prioritize cooperation and be at ease with delegating, dispute resolution, and interacting with people of all temperaments and emotions. Decision making. Another essential ability for product owners is decision making. The product owner, a senior member of a product development team, makes several choices every day, including choosing which items to add to the product backlog, how to rank them, and how to inform the team of these decisions. Resolution of disputes. The resolution of disputes is the capacity to resolve problems using established techniques or developing new ones. Because of the many parties engaged in the project, disputes may arise often for you as the product owner during the product development cycle. Aptitude for learning. One of the most crucial qualities for product owners to have is an aptitude for learning. It's crucial to be abreast of the most recent market trends, customer demands, and corporate requirements. Moving on with our session, let's understand the difference between product managers and product owners. Product managers have a greater strategic role. With broader corporate objectives in mind, they define and map out the product management process across the product lifecycle. Whereas product owners take on a more proactive role and prioritize immediate fulfillment. By creating customer stories the team can utilize to make more user-led decisions for product development, they assist in maximizing the value of the product. They concentrate on the market, corporate goals, and the product's vision. Whereas product owners collaborate with cross-functional agile teams to carry out these needs by converting the product manager's strategy into concrete activities. The why, who, and what are the responsibility of the product manager. Their roles reach might vary greatly or be very constrained based on a variety of variables. On the other hand, a product owner's scope is often smaller than a product manager's. Product owners are in charge of the how. Artifacts like a product roadmap, a product vision card, or a product requirement document are frequently the responsibility of product managers. Product backlogs, sprint backlogs, and the definition of done are just a few examples of the artifacts that product owners must create and manage. Product managers may oversee the product discovery procedure, enabling team participation. And on the other hand, many of the product ceremonies that take place throughout the product lifecycle, such as sprint planning and backlog grooming, also include product owners. The product manager is very knowledgeable about consumer goals and how to ease their problems. And the development team's customer expert is the product owner. The multidisciplinary product team is led by the product manager. They are ultimately in charge of achieving business and product objectives and also report progress to executives. Whereas the implementation activities are overseen by the product owner on the development team. To decide which features the development team will focus on next, they collaborate closely with the product manager and other product team members. Based on client feedback, the product manager fine-tunes and modifies the product strategy and vision. But product owners make sure that consumers' opinions are considered when choices about various products are made within the company. Long-term customer support and continuous product capabilities are priorities for product managers. Whereas product sprints and releases continue to get product owners short to mid-term attention. Plans and important business results are the responsibility of the product manager. Delivering value to the end users is the responsibility of the product owners. Product managers must communicate with the product teams, even if they are customer-facing. They must work on wireframes and prototypes and attend Scrum sessions. This is because it's up to PMs to determine the overarching vision, making it crucial to collaborate closely with the product teams. And product owners need to comprehend and sympathize with client needs. If they don't have this, every product they develop will continue to overlook different client pain issues. Now, the next phase is knowing the switch in the roles of a product manager and product owner. So the first question that arises is, can a product manager be a product owner? A product manager's role encompasses end-to-end product management, including feature functionality, product road mapping, and reacting to customer input, in addition to product development and Scrum. A product manager can also be a product owner because they have a common objective. While the two jobs have the same goal of recognizing client needs and turning those needs into technological requirements, their respective scopes and objectives differ. Leaders must thus decide which of these product specialists their company requires. And in same ways, the next question is, can a product owner be a product manager? So the answer is, a product manager and owner can be the same individual. There are undoubtedly many duties and objectives that overlap with both jobs. But because of this, it makes it logical that many businesses utilize a single person to meet the requirements of both positions and use the Scrum product owner as an agile product manager, as Roman Pilcher points out. But the thing that comes next in our mind is, does an organization need both roles? Instead of the titles that will be used, the true question regarding what a firm requires must start with what the desired product outcome is. Prioritizing business value comes first, followed by evaluating the responsibilities and procedures of the product management team to support those objectives. A business system that lacks flexibility frequently has structures and processes built into it. A review of current work assignments, obstacles to be overcome, the overall decision-making process, and the desired outcome are all necessary. A better understanding of the business's operations will exist once all of these issues have been evaluated, solved, and prioritized. You'll be able to identify any issues, delays, or subpar product management. You could discover that there are new ways in which you can acclimate to the product management framework. It is possible to combine product ownership and management with other tasks, such as product marketing. Now, coming to the end of our session, let's discuss the salary of product manager and product owners. The average salary of a product manager in India is 10 lakhs per annum, and in the US is 90,000 to 160,000 US dollars per annum. The average salary of a product owner in India is 13 lakhs, and in the US is approximately 1 lakh US dollars per annum.
Why product backlog is important? The product backlog is a fundamental component in Agile and Scrum methodologies, serving as a dynamic, prioritized list of features, enhancements, bug fixes, and other changes that are needed to improve a product. Prioritization. The team can prioritize tasks based on the product's requirements and the value they bring to stakeholders. Transparency. The product backlog offers a clear view of upcoming work, ensuring everyone understands the project's direction and goals. Flexibility. It allows for the easy integration of changes and new ideas into the product development process. Focus. With a well-defined list of tasks, the team can concentrate on completing the most valuable ones first. Efficiency. It enables the team to select work from the backlog as they have capacity, optimizing workflow and productivity instead of being overloaded with tasks. Let's understand what is a product backlog in Agile. The product backlog in Agile is like a big to-do list for a project, specifically for those projects managed using Agile methodologies, which are approaches to software development that emphasize flexibility, collaboration, and customer feedback. Imagine you're planning a big party which represents the final product. Your to-do list, the product backlog, includes everything you need to do to make the party happen. This list might include tasks like send out invitations, buy decorations, plan the menu, and so on. Each task is important for the party to be successful. In the context of a software project, this list includes all the features, functions, requirements, enhancements, and fixes that need to be addressed to make the final product meet the customer's needs. These items are typically listed in order of priority, with the most important or urgent items at the top of the list. The team working on the project will regularly review this list, often in a meeting called the Backlog Grooming Session. But what is backlog grooming? Let's understand. What is backlog grooming? Backlog grooming is a term commonly used in agile software development. Imagine you're planning a trip and you have a list of things you want to do or places you want to visit. Your list might include things like booking flights, reserving accommodations, and planning activities. Now, think of this list as your backlog in agile terms. It's a list of tasks or features that need to be completed for a project. Backlog grooming is like going through this list regularly to make sure it's organized, prioritized, and ready to be worked on. Here's how it works. Reviewing and adding items. You start by looking at the items on your list backlog and making sure they're still relevant and needed. If there are new ideas or requirements, you add them to the list. Prioritizing. Not all tasks are equally important. You need to decide which ones should be done first. So, you prioritize the items on your list based on factors like customer needs, project deadlines, or business value. Breaking down tasks. Some items on your list might be big and complex. It's easier to work on smaller, manageable tasks. In backlog grooming, you might break down big tasks into smaller ones so they can be completed more easily. Estimating effort. It's important to have an idea of how much time and effort each task will take. During backlog grooming, you might discuss and estimate the effort required for each item. This helps with planning and resource allocation, ensuring clarity. Everyone involved in the project should have a clear understanding of what each task entails. Backlog grooming provides an opportunity to clarify any doubts or questions about the items on the list. Keeping it up to date. Backlog grooming isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. You should regularly review and update the backlog as the project progresses and new information becomes available. Alright, so after that, as the project progresses, the team selects items from the top of the product backlog to work on during each development cycle called a sprint. Now, what is sprint? A sprint is a time box period, usually 4 weeks, during which the development team works on a set of items from the product backlog to create a potentially shippable product increment. Sprints provide a focused, concentrated effort to deliver valuable work within a short time frame. At the beginning of each sprint, the team selects a set of items from the product backlog based on their priority and capacity to form the sprint backlog. They commit to completing these items by the end of the sprint. Once the sprint is over, they review the work and present it to the stakeholders, usually the customer or client, for feedback. All right, now let's understand what's in a product backlog. A product backlog serves as a comprehensive checklist for a project team, outlining all the tasks required to enhance the product's quality. It encompasses various elements: user stories, brief narratives detailing desired features from the perspective of the end user, structured as a type of user, I want an action so that a benefit value. Bugs issues. Any flaws or malfunctions within the product are documented here for resolution. Tasks. These entail specific actions necessary for fulfilling a user story or rectifying a bug. Enhancements. Suggestions for improving the product's functionality or value, not necessarily related to troubleshooting. Technical work. Tasks related to enhancing the product's technical aspects, such as code-based refinement or software component updates. Knowledge acquisition. Activities aimed at empowering the team with essential insights or skills for making informed decisions, such as research or exploration tasks. And there you have it. We've explored the ins and outs of the product backlog in Agile. By understanding its importance and how to manage it through backlog grooming, you're well equipped to steer your projects towards success.
Do you remember when the first iPhone came out in 2007? It was a game changer. But if you try to use the same iPhone today, you might feel outdated. That's because technology moves fast and customer demands keep evolving. So tech giants like Apple must keep innovating and investing heavily in research and development to stay ahead. Keeping track of the entire process from ideathon to product launch is a massive task, especially for companies dealing with complex manufacturing and global distribution. This is where the Product Lifecycle Management (PLM) comes in. Before Product Lifecycle Management, companies had a really tough time. Different teams didn't always talk to each other, and it was hard to keep track of all the information about a product, causing problems like delays and products that didn't quite hit the mark. Apple saw this and knew they needed a better way to manage their products from start to finish. So they came up with PLM strategies, that is Product Lifecycle Management strategies, and special computer programs to help everyone work together better. With Product Lifecycle Management, everyone involved in making and selling the product could share information and work together very smoothly. So this was how Apple keeps launching new innovative products like the latest iPhone or the Apple Watch while phasing out the older models. So if you have ever wondered how companies like Apple keeps delivering such cutting-edge products, it's all about managing the entire life cycle effectively. In this video, we will explore what PLM is, that is Product Lifecycle Management, the various phases and steps involved, its benefit through a simple example. Let us now understand what is Product Lifecycle Management. Product Lifecycle Management is like the blueprint that guides companies through the entire journey of a product, from its birth to its retirement. Take, for instance, the evolution of smartphones. In the development stage, companies like Apple or Samsung spend months designing and perfecting the new phones, deciding on features like camera quality, battery life, and screen size. Once the design is locked in, they move on to the introduction stage, where the new phone is launched with much fanfare and marketing buzz. As people start buying the new phone, it enters into the growth stage. Sales skyrocket, and the company may even release updated versions with a better feature like enhanced cameras or faster processors to keep up with the demand and stay ahead of the competition. But eventually, every phone reaches to the maturity stage. Competitors catch up and sales starts to level off. That's when companies might offer discounts or bundle deals to keep customers interested, but inevitably sales begin to decline as newer models hit the mark. And that's where the PLM shines. Throughout the entire process, it helps companies to make critical decisions like when to release updates, how much inventory to keep, and when to discontinue the product altogether. By effectively managing the product lifecycle, companies can stay agile, maximize profit, and always offer their customers the best products. Now that we have discussed what product lifecycle management is, we will now understand the different phases of product development. When it comes to products, we go through a journey from just being an idea to becoming a real tangible thing that customers can buy and use. This journey is what we call the product lifecycle, and it has several phases. Let's use the example of a new smartphone to illustrate these phases. It all starts with the concept and design phase. This is where the magic happens. The initial ideathon research on what customers want, studying competitor products, and defining the smartphone's core features and requirements. Once the concept is locked in, we move on to the development phase. Here, the detailed designs and prototypes are created, tested, and refined based on the real-world feedback. Imagine engineers tinkering with different models, running all sorts of validation tests, and making sure the smartphone is ready for the prime time. With all that hard work done, it's time for the production and the launch phase. This is where the final market-ready version of the smartphone is produced and rolled out to the stores and online outlets for customers to get their hands on it. But the journey doesn't end here. After launch comes in the service and support phase, where the company provides assistance, updates, and resources to help customers get the most out of their new smartphone purchases. Eventually, even the best product reach out to the end of their road. That's when the retirement phase, where the company figures out the best way to phase out an aging product. Maybe offer incentives for upgrades and potentially recycle or repurpose components for future innovations. So there you have it, the 5 key phases that product typically go through in the product lifecycle management. Let me walk you through the stages of product lifecycle management. Every product goes through different stages during the lifetime, known as the product lifecycle. This cycle starts when the product hits the mark after development and ends when it's taken off the shelves or discontinued. Learning the product lifecycle management can help improve your chances of success in product management. While it's just a model and not perfect, it provides a useful approximation to understand the stages what a product goes through. The 4 main stages are introduction, growth, maturity, decline. We will now learn about the different stages in detail. So let's talk about the stage 1, which is introduction. In this stage, a new product is launched into the market after development. Companies typically spend a lot on promotional efforts like advertising and getting the product onto shelves and in front of the customers. Example, when Apple launches a new iPhone model, they heavily market and advertise it across the channel. They also work to get it stocked at mobile carriers and retail stores worldwide for the release date. This is usually little to no profit made at this stage as the cost of the launch are so high. The first buyers tend to be innovators and the early adopters, excited to try the new offering despite potential issues. Let us now talk about the stage 2, which is the growth stage. In this stage, the product moves to the growth stage where the consumer demands accelerates. The primary objectives are to rapidly gain as much as market share as possible and bring aboard new customer segments. Your focus shifts to aggressive marketing, promotions, and added product features and models to appeal to different customer groups. For example, Apple markets the new iPhone to different audiences like professionals, gamers, photographers, etc. They add new color options and storage capacities to give buyers more choices. Retail channels and online ordering systems have to handle the huge surge in demand. It's critical to capture as much as market share as possible in this phase while optimizing pricing for both growth and profitability before too many competitors emerge. Let us now move on to stage number 3, which is the maturity stage. After an initial growth spurt, the product life cycle reaches to its maturity stage, where the market becomes saturated and sales growth starts flattening. The main goals transition to maximizing profitability, defending market share, and differentiating the product from increasing competition. Companies may introduce product variations and new models while leveraging lower prices, promotions, and revamped marketing, we can say. For example, Apple continues releasing updated iPhone models like 11, 12, 13, etc. every year with adding new designs, features like better camera and prices spanning different segments. Older models get discounted. Marketing emphasizes what differentiates them from the latest Android rivals. As a product manager, your focus is on continuously improving production and operational efficiency to cut cost and maximize profit during this extended maturity stage of the product line. We will now talk about the stage 4, which is the decline. Eventually, even the most successful products enter an inevitable decline stage as the market becomes saturated and innovations start making the product obsolete, or you can say unappealing. Companies may try to resegment the market with new models or versions, promote different usage occasions, cut prices dramatically to flush out remaining inventory, or ultimately discontinue the product. For example, Apple could release an ultra-affordable iPhone for emerging markets or focus on just core basic functions, or they could use transition customers to a new generation of foldable AR-enabled devices once smartphone sales bottoms out. As a product manager, your role is to determine if anything can be done to breathe out new life into the product line, or just oversee the cost-effective wind down and transition customers to replacement offerings. For product managers, understanding and planning for each product life cycle stage is very important to make the product a big success. We have now discussed all the details. Let us now delve into how this tracking is achieved by measuring product life cycles. Companies must make more than just the same products forever. They must continually innovate and launch new offerings. But how do they know when it's time to move on to something new? The answer lies in carefully measuring and tracking key performance indicators, which is KPIs, across the product life cycle. Here are some of the crucial metrics companies use. In the development stage, the main work is on prioritizing user problems and building viable solutions. Key metrics here are on-time delivery and team velocity. During the launch phase, your goal is to achieve product market fit. User engagement, conversion rates, feature adoption, net promoter score NPS, and customer satisfaction score, we can say CSAT, are crucial metrics to measure product market fit. You can also use methods like the Ellis survey, cohort retention rate, NPS over 30, or the 30% referral method. Now in the growth phase, your focus is on gaining market share through the product differentiation and growth experiments. Track user engagement, NPS, referral rates, customer acquisition rates, market share, and even churn rate. In the maturity phase, aim to retain customers by creating product distinctions and reducing cost. Monitor ARPU, retention rates, new feature development, and adoption rates of new features. Finally, in the decline phase, you can either pivot to find new areas for growth or gracefully sunset the product. Track burn rates, monthly recurring revenue, and annual recurring revenue. Remember, qualitative data is also important throughout these phases to understand user experiences and sentiments. So that was all for measuring product lifecycle. Let us now talk about the future of the product lifecycle management. Product lifecycle management isn't just a passing trend. It's the future of how companies will manage their products. With rapid advancements in technology and shifting consumer preferences, PLM is poised to undergo significant change. With new technologies like AI, better teamwork tools, companies can crunch data and collaborate better, making products faster and smarter than ever before. Plus, there's a big focus on being eco-friendly. Product lifecycle management is the key to making sure everything from design to disposal is green as possible. Furthermore, as global connectivity increases, PLM system will also become more interconnected, allowing for seamless collaboration between teams regardless of the location. Real-time data sharing and analysis will enable agile decision-making, ensuring companies stay ahead of the curve in today's fast-paced market.
Hey there, ever wondered what it takes to manage some of the world's most successful products? What if you could learn from top experts and become the product manager that companies are desperately looking for? Well, that's exactly what the Product Management Certification by Simplilearn and SPJ School of Global Management offers you. So why should you join this program? Here's the deal. Product management is one of the most exciting, fastest growing fields today. Companies everywhere are looking for people who know how to launch, manage, and improve their products. This program gives you everything you need to succeed, from hands-on experience with real-world projects to access to top-tier instructors. You'll be learning live, online, and interactively with industry experts who have worked at places like Google, Facebook, and Amazon.
Not to mention, you'll also earn a professional certificate from SP Jain, one of the top business schools in Asia. Now let's talk about what sets this program apart from the others. The curriculum is designed to give you more than just the basics. You'll dive deep into real product challenges from companies like Netflix, Instagram, Tesla, and Nike. These aren't just hypothetical cases, they are problems these companies have faced, and you will get to solve them. Plus, you'll get a toolkit that includes everything you need to succeed. Tools like Jira, Mixpanel, Google Analytics, and Balsamic, tools that real product managers use every day. Let's talk about what you'll actually learn in this program. The course is designed for both beginners and experienced professionals, and it covers everything from product strategy to launch and growth. You learn how to build a product roadmap, how to integrate design thinking into your strategy, and how to analyze market data to make informed decisions. Plus, you will dive into AI and generative AI. Yes, ChatGPT, Midjourney, tools that are transforming the product management landscape. Whether it's product ideathon, prototyping, or product lifecycle management, you will be ready for all. In this course, we will cover a wide range of skills and tools that are essential for any product manager. These include product strategy and market fit, rapid prototyping, designing and managing the product lifecycle, using agile and lean methodologies, conducting product analytics using Jira, Mixpanel, and Google Analytics. And by the end of this course, you will be a product management pro, ready to take any challenge. You'll also work on real-world projects that companies like Facebook, Tesla, Instagram, and Nike have faced. You'll get hands-on experience solving problems on improving product features, increasing user retention, and figuring out what a product succeeds in a competitive market. You'll apply your learning on these projects, creating a portfolio that will impress your employers. Now, if you're ready to dive into the product industry, this program will get you there. With product management being one of the hottest job sectors today, companies need skilled professionals who can not only manage products but also innovate and lead. And by the end of this program, you'll have the skills, experience, and the certification to stand out in this fast-paced field. And the best part is, firms are actively hiring product managers with the skills you'll gain from this program. Companies like Amazon, Google, Facebook, Oracle, and Microsoft are just a few examples. They need product managers who understand data, technology, and user needs to create products that make a difference. And with the SP Jain certification on your resume, you will be in the best position to land these roles. This course is perfect for working professionals who want to break into product management or level up their existing skills. It's open to anyone with at least 2 years of work experience. So whether you're in tech, marketing, design, or any industry, if you are interested in managing products that change the world, this course is for you. So what are you waiting for? If you want to become a product management pro, this is your chance. The program starts soon and the spots are filling up fast. Click on the link below to apply now and join the professional certification in product management by SP Jain and Simplilearn. So let's get started to take the product world by storm.
Today, we'll start this session by understanding what is product management and who is a product manager. Following that, we'll cover the different type of product managers and their roles and responsibilities. Moving forward, we'll learn the difference between a product manager and a project manager and the skills that are necessary to start your career as a product manager. And stick till the end because we'll wrap up this session by knowing the top companies that are hiring product managers and the average salary of a product manager. So without any further delay, let's move on to the first phase of our session. What is product management? Product management is managing the process of the product throughout the life cycle, from strategizing to design and development to branding of the product. Product management involves strategizing products to enhance the profits of the business, creating customers' value, creating roadmaps to get a clear idea of how to design and develop the product, specifying functional requirements, and creating blueprints. Then the development of the product is done as per the requirements. And once the product is developed, it is necessary to take customer feedback and finalizing the price of the product. Now, let us understand who is a product manager. The product manager is the one who leads the team by managing the product throughout the life cycle, from strategizing to design and development to branding of the product. The product manager is the mini CEO of the product as he leads the product within the organization. The product manager is an important organizational role that focuses on long-term vision for a product. The role concentrates on the marketplace and plans the success of the product by analyzing the market needs for the product. The product manager sets the strategy and roadmaps for the product in order to provide a relevant and valuable product to the customers. The product manager acts as an association between business, developers, and users. The product managers can relate to different operations based on organization working for. For example, research and development, marketing and sales, or testing or maintenance for the product. The product manager is the individual who looks after delivering a valuable product to the market, addressing the market needs. The primary focus of a product manager is to gather the market requirements and strategize the product as per that only. The manager ensures that the product meets the needs of the market and the customer. This role is responsible for providing business to the company by developing new products and improving the already existing products. Now that you know who is a product manager, here's a question for you. What according to you is the best product in the market and why? Let us know in the comment section below. Now, there are various types of product managers. Every organization defines the role of a product manager in its own ways. On the basis of roles and responsibilities, the product managers can be differentiated into various different types. So let's move ahead and understand the different types of product managers. The very first type of product manager is a product manager. The manager manages the entire product life cycle that looks after every aspect of a product, that is, strategizing, road mapping, development, branding, etc. The other type of product manager are product owners. The product owner is an individual who defines the user stories and create a product backlog. The product owner is the primary point of contact on the behalf of the customers. The third type of product manager is distributed product manager. The manager looks at the various distributed models of the product teams, that is B2B, business to business, B2C, business to customer, or B2B2C, that is business to customer. The next type of product manager is platform product manager. The one manages the internal stakeholder platforms involving web, mobile, softwares or hardwares. Moving on to the next type of product manager is technical product manager. The individual works with the engineering team and the internal stakeholders, that is design team, development team, and the technical leads. The last type of product manager is growth product manager. The manager focuses on improving the business growth by looking at the customer's growth, acquisitions, and the activations. Now, let's move ahead and know what are the roles and responsibilities of a product manager. The product manager looks after a lot of works and operations of an organization. Some of the responsibility of a product manager includes defining the vision of the product, creating strategies, creating customers' value, building roadmaps, specifying functional requirements, organizing the teams, designing and development of the product, data analysis, and monitoring the product performance. When it comes to product management, many of us tend to get confused between a product manager and a project manager. So, let's move further and know the difference between a product manager and a project manager. The product manager deals with all-round needs of a product, from strategizing to design and development to branding of the product. On the other hand, a project manager deals with applying techniques to complete a particular project. The product manager focuses on building up the value of the product, but the project manager focuses on the work coordination. The product manager owns the what. On the other hand, the project manager owns the how. The product manager must be good at market research and strategic thinking, whereas a project manager must be good at planning and budget organizing. The product manager brings the idea related to the product into the marketplace. On the other hand, the project manager uses specific skills to deliver a valuable product. Now, let's move further and know the skills that are necessary to start your career as a product manager. The skills that are necessary for a product manager are strategic thinking, leadership skills, time management, empathy skills, communication skills, analytical skills, presentation skills, customer orientation, and self confidence. To start your career in product management, you should be aware of the future scope of the field. So, let's take a look at the companies that are hiring product managers. The topmost companies that are hiring product managers are Google, Microsoft, Amazon, TCS, Oracle, SAP, HCL, Wipro, Zoho, and many more. Now, let's move to the end of this session and know what is the average salary of a manager. So, the average salary of a product manager in India is 10 lakhs per annum, whereas the average salary of a product manager in US is approximately $90,000 to $1,60,000 per annum. With this, we have came to the end of this session. But before ending this session, which company would you like to work for as a product manager? Do let us know in the comment section below. So to get a push in your career to start as a product manager, start learning now.
Welcome learners. Let's learn today more about product life cycle. Another interesting topic and part and parcel of your job as a product manager. Alright, let's see. Learners, it says every product, whether it's a smartphone, a new app, or even maybe a soft drink, it goes through a journey. That's right. This is called the product life cycle. I'll give you one very simple example, learners. Consider a scenario that today, you have launched something known as an Uber app. Alright, you launched this Uber app, and the moment you launch it, let's say it's a new platform in the first place. All right, people may or may not be aware of it. Therefore, you need to do something so that people start using it. Once they have used it, let's say, you wanted people to first get used to this particular app. Now people are using it. Great. So you would like to add some kind of new features. Once you've added new features, you've got good responses, then maybe you would look at something like profitability, that now let's start earning money, and after some time it could be a possibility that people are done with this app. It's gone in decline phase, and this is where you have, let's say, reducing sales, so on and so forth has happened. Therefore, every product definitely will go through a life cycle. It could be even be an app like Uber, it could be a smart TV, it could be a smartphone, it could be an electric vehicle. So all products definitely go through this life cycle, which we'll look in detail. Let's say it says that there are stages beginning with introduction, growth, maturity, decline. Question is, why does it even matter? Let's say I have a product which is an introduction stage, and you have a product which is, let's say, in maturity phase, right? Question is, why does it even matter to identify which phase a particular product lies? The reason is simple. Whichever stage you are at, your decisions would be different. For example, when you are introducing a new product, let's talk of Uber itself. When you are introducing Uber to the world, you will invest a lot of money in marketing. You will invest a lot of money in getting user feedback. Then you'll also, let's say, explore how to get more user acquisition. This is where your decisions related to investment of your resources, your investments related to scaling of your product depends. That's the reason it helps you make smart decisions. Let's consider a product, you know, let's say Orkut. Remember Orkut? Long time back, it used to be a social networking, for example, similar to Facebook. It doesn't exist today, right? It went in what you call a decline phase. Therefore, once in a decline phase, your decisions have to be different. Maybe it could be phasing it out, it could also be selling it to someone. That's the reason, in order to make smart decisions, you must know which phase, or let's say which stage of product life cycle you are at. Let's have a look at these four stages. It says introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. We'll go through each and every stage in detail with few examples. Let's start with introduction. It says that focus on user education, revenue is low as awareness builds. Remember when Uber launched, they used to give huge discounts plus coupons so that we get used to the product. This is, they are in the introductory phase. That's the reason they are creating more of user education. They care less about revenue and more on the awareness. Therefore, when we are in the introduction stage, we need to convince people that, hey, this is a new product, why don't you try it? Then we value their feedback and make changes to our product. Therefore, awareness, convincing early adopters that, why don't you just try my product? This is what we do at an introduction stage. The primary goal is to create awareness among potential customers. Let's come to the growth stage. Now we've launched Uber. All right, people are already using this product. What happens in growth stage? The product begins to gain popularity. Now people start using your product and they demand more of it. So let's say if someone in the starting phase, in the introduction phase, used to book one ride, now the same person is using Uber for all of the travel requirements. This is where you need to scale up. Therefore, your investments would go in tech so that your product does not malfunction. It has got less number of bugs. At the same time, you will increase your distribution network. For example, you will start onboarding more and more cabs. You will start onboarding more and more users, more and more logistics companies, so that you have adequate distribution channel ready. Now, this is where you have your brand loyalty. That means people are using your product, they are loyal. Now it's time to make them stick. How do you make them stick? Maybe launch a loyalty plan. This is where your growth stage comes in the picture. People become more aware, they start buying, sales rise, and this is where your profitability also improves. Now let's talk this thing called the maturity stage. In this stage, learners, you must realize one thing, that already people whom you plan to target, you have reached. This is the, let's say if this is a graph, this is your target audience. You've already reached here. Now what's going to happen is your sales, instead of going like this, they're going to be going somewhere like this. This is the reason we say that sales begin to plateau as the market becomes saturated and most of the target customers have already purchased your product. So most of the people have already used it. Now exponential growth is not going to come by. This is where you are profitable, but you have also slowed your growth momentum, which leads you to the decline stage. Now learners, at the decline stage, your product, you see that profits begin to drop because market is already saturated. Customers preferences have changed. For example, now if you preferred, let's say, going using an Uber, maybe now people have started using something else. That could be something related to carpool, which as of now, which let's say Uber has not launched, although I think they've launched earlier something related to carpooling itself. But consider if Uber does not have this feature, so people have moved on to carpool, or maybe people would like to travel using bikes. Although Uber, to stay all the time between the growth stage and the maturity stage, Uber app has continuously evolved. They have what you call the Uber Moto, which gives you bike rides. They have got delivery. Therefore, Uber strives always remaining between maturity and growth stage. When you talk of the decline stage, your profits begin to drop, you have changes in customer preferences, and new and better alternatives come up. For example, Rapido is speedily gaining ground in India. Business strategies for each stage, because marketing and pricing will differ. Initially, when you start, it is all about creating awareness. That is the introduction stage. That telling people that why you are here and why should they care. For example, we give you a cab at your doorstep. without even waiting at the main road. Similarly, pricing. Earlier, when Uber used to be there, they used to offer free of cost first rides. And then they used to have 50 rupees or 100 rupees coupons available. Therefore, the pricing was such, maybe now people can join and get onboarded. However, today we see Uber offers negligible discounts or coupons or something because they are moving towards profitability. They are saying people already use it, so let's make money out of it now. Another thing, businesses often focus investments on product development, testing ideas, making sure that they are building something that people want. For example, in India, rise of two-wheeler taxis because of, let's say, faster, ETA, because of lesser cost, they started to gain momentum. Uber launched something known as Moto, so that now people can book this Moto on Uber app. Then they saw that, okay, delivery, point to point delivery. Let's say you are living in Whitefield in Bangalore and you'd like to deliver a parcel to Indiranagar. So Uber launched something called as delivery. In this way, your business investments, your product development ideas will continue to change as you go from one stage to another. Now, when you launch a new product, obviously user acquisition cost will be high when you have just launched it, because that time you're spending more on marketing and creating awareness. Therefore, user acquisition is usually low cost or organic when you're there somewhat at a growth stage, or when you're heading towards the maturity stage. However, initially you need to shell out lots of discount coupons, lots of marketing ways to get people onboarded. Let's look at some of the real world examples apart from the Uber app. We have got iPod. Remember iPod? Long time back. It's now at the decline stage. People have moved on and they prefer to use, let's say, more of iPhone or Spotify for their music needs. Similarly, consider AR glasses. Today, as we see, they're somewhat, you can say, in the introduction phase. They look cool, no doubt they look cool, but not many people have started adopting them. You can say that investments, yes, are going around a lot. However, compare that with iPhone, it has already reached a maturity stage. People know what iPhone is. And apart from knowing, they are happily trying new versions that come out of every year. Not, it doesn't mean that lots and lots of new features are being made, but small improvements are good enough to attract customers. That's the reason it is there in the maturity stage. And no matter what you do today, iPod has unfortunately gone in the decline stage.
So guys, let's start with the first fundamental question, that why do companies conduct market research? So guys, market research is a process of gathering, analyzing and interpreting information about a market, including its customers, competitors and overall industry dynamics. It involves collecting data from various sources such as surveys, interviews, observations, and secondary research also, and using that data to gain insights into market trends, consumer preferences, and competitive landscape. The primary objective of market research are: first, understanding the consumer needs, preferences, and behavior. Second one we have is identifying market opportunities and potential threats. Third one we have is assessing the feasibility and viability of new product or services. Now let's move on and try to understand what are the major categories of market research. Here are top 4 major categories of market research. The first one that we have all over here is quantitative research. This category focuses on collecting numerical data from a large sample size to quantify consumer behaviors, preferences, and attitudes. It involves methods such as surveys, online polls, questionnaires, and experiments, which allows for statistical analysis and generalization of findings. Next one we have all over here is qualitative research. Qualitative research aims to gain deeper insights into consumer motivations, perceptions, and attitudes through non-numerical data collection methods. Techniques such as interviews, focus groups, ethnographic studies, and observations are commonly used to provide rich, descriptive insights into consumer behavior. Third one we have all over here is primary research. Primary research involves collecting first-hand data directly from the target market using methods such as surveys, interviews, and observations. This type of research provides customized and up-to-date information tailored to the specific research objective of the project. And finally, we have is secondary research. Secondary research involves gathering and analyzing existing data and information that has already been collected by other sources. This can include industry reports, government publications, academic studies, market intelligence reports, and data from online databases. Secondary research is often used to supplement primary research findings, provide context, or validate research hypotheses. Now let's move on and try to understand what are the benefits of using marketing techniques. So guys, using market research techniques offer numerous benefits, including few of them are, the first one that we have all over here is understanding customer needs. Market research techniques allows businessmen to gain insights into customer preferences, behaviors, and needs. By understanding what drives their target audience, businesses can develop products and services that better meet customer expectations, leading to increased customer satisfaction and loyalty. Second one we have is identifying market opportunities. Through market research, businesses can identify new market trends, niches, and opportunities for growth. By analyzing market data and consumer insights, businesses can uncover unmet needs or underserved segments, which allows them to capitalize on emerging trends and gain a competitive edge. Third one we have all over here is informed market decision. Market research techniques provide valuable feedback that can be used to inform product development efforts. By gathering insights from customers through surveys, interviews, or focus groups, businesses can identify product features, functionalities, and improvements that align with customer preferences and market demands. Next one we have all over here is measuring ROI. Market research enables businesses to measure the effectiveness of their marketing initiatives, product launches, or strategic decision by tracking the key performance indicators or KPIs and also conducting post-campaign analysis. Businesses can evaluate their return on investment and identify areas for improvement or optimization. Overall, market research techniques provide businesses with valuable insights, enabling them to make data-driven decisions, stay ahead of market trends, and maintain a competitive edge in today's dynamic business environment. Now let's move on and discuss about top marketing research techniques. Here are some of the top 8 marketing techniques. The first one that we have all over here is surveys. If I talk about surveys, guys, surveys are a research method which are used to collect data from sample of individuals by asking them questions about their attitudes, behaviors, preferences, or opinions. Surveys can be conducted through various channels such as online questionnaires, phone interviews, face-to-face interviews, or mailed questionnaires. Second one we have all over here is focus groups. Focus groups are a qualitative research method that involves gathering a small group of individuals representing a target market to participate in a guided discussion led by a moderator. Focus groups provide insights into consumer perceptions, opinions, and attitudes through group interaction and discussion. Third one we have all over here is social media listening. Social media listening, also known as social media monitoring or social media listening, involves monitoring and analyzing conversations, mentions, and trends on social media platforms to understand consumer sentiment, preferences, and behavior. Social media listening allows businesses to track brand mentions, monitor competitor activities, identify emerging trends, and engage with customers in real time. Fourth one we have all over here is experimental research. Experimental research is a method which is used to establish cause and effect relationships between variables by manipulating one or more variables, observing the effects on another variable. Experimental research involves control experiments conducted in laboratory or real-world settings to test hypotheses and draw conclusions about the effects of interventions or treatments. Next one we have all over here is data mining. Guys, you would have heard about data mining. Data mining is the process of extracting patterns, trends, and insights from large data sets using various statistical, machine learning, and data analysis techniques. Data mining allows businesses to uncover valuable insights about consumer behavior, preferences, and trends hidden within large volumes of data. Next one we have is observation. Observation is a research method used to systematically observe and record behaviors, events, or phenomena in natural or controlled settings without direct interaction with participants. Observation allows researchers to gather data about participant actions, interactions, and behavior as they occur in real time. Next one we have is public domain data. Public domain data refers to the information that is freely available and not subject to copyright or other legal restrictions. Public domain data can include government publications, open access research articles, historical records, and other types of data that are accessible to the public without restrictions. Next one we have all over here is competitive analysis. Competitive analysis is the process of evaluating and analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of competitors with a specific industry or market. Competitive analysis involves gathering information about competitors' product, pricing strategies, marketing efforts, and market share to identify opportunities and threats and inform strategic decision making. So guys, I hope so you would have got an idea regarding what are the top 8 marketing techniques that you can apply for your business. Now let's move on and discuss a case study of Apple, where we are going to discover how their market research made one of the most successful product, which is known as iPod. So guys, in the early 2000s, Apple revolutionized the music industry with the introduction of iPod, a portable digital music player. Apple's success with the iPod can be attributed in part to its meticulous market research and understanding of consumer needs. Before developing the iPod, Apple conducted extensive market research to identify opportunities in the digital music market. They recognized the consumers were frustrated with the existing MP3 players, which were often bulky and had limited storage capacity, and were difficult to use also. Additionally, Apple identified a growing demand for digital music downloads and recognized the potential for a device that seamlessly integrated hardware, software, and content. Apple's market research guided the design and development of the iPod, focusing on the key features that address the consumer pains, points, and preferences. These features include a sleek, portable design, a user-friendly interface with the iconic click wheel, and significant storage capacity to hold thousands of songs. Additionally, Apple partnered with the record labels to secure licensing agreements for its iTunes music store, offering consumers a convenient and a legal way to purchase and download digital music. The iPod was launched in October 2001 to a widespread acclaim, quickly becoming a cultural phenomenon and transforming Apple into a dominant player in the digital music industry. Apple's market research-driven approach enabled them to create a product that resonated with the customers, driving significant demand and establishing the iPod as a market leader in the portable music players for years to come. This case study highlights the importance of market research in understanding consumer needs, identifying market opportunities, and guiding product development efforts. By conducting thorough market research, companies like Apple can develop products that meet consumer demands and achieve commercial success in the competitive markets.
Picture this. There's a team working hard on a cool new tech product. They are excited, but when they launch it, something's off. People aren't connecting with it like they hoped. That's where user personas come in. By really understanding who their users are, the team turned things around. Suddenly, the product wasn't just liked, it was loved. Here's the kicker. Studies show that using these user personas can make designing stuff way easier, like over 130% easier. But get this, most companies aren't using them. It's like having a secret weapon and not even knowing it. Our story, inspired by real events, shows just how important it is to understand the people using your tech. Crafting these user personas isn't just about being creative, it's about making sure your product speaks directly to the folks who will use it. It's a journey that can turn a dud into a hit. So as we dive into the world of user persona creation, remember, it's all about putting a human touch on technology, one persona at a time. Have you ever been curious about how tech giants like Spotify, Amazon, or Netflix seem to intuitively know your preferences, offering up songs, products, or TV shows that perfectly match your taste? The secret behind this almost psychic ability isn't a result of mystical foresight. It's the strategic use of user personas. If you want to know what user persona is, so user persona are semi-fictional characters that businesses create based on real data and insights from their actual or potential customers. These personas are crafted to represent key segments of a product's audience, including detailed profiles that encompass not just basic demographic information, but also behaviors, goals, needs, and pain points. For instance, consider Fitness Fiona. Now we'll see a persona for a health and wellness app. That is, Fiona, age 30, is an outdoor activity enthusiast who seeks motivation and tools to track her fitness progress. So the creation of such persona is driven by a desire for empathy and a deep understanding of users' needs, allowing designers to create products, services, and experience that truly resonate. So you could see the example of a persona here, and this is for the fitness Fiona. That's a quick overview. We'll have it. So first we have the age and occupation. So the age is 30 and the occupation is digital marketing specialist. And then we have the lifestyle and interest. So the lifestyle is she leads an active lifestyle with a keen interest in outdoor activities like running and hiking, and value health, community, and personal growth. And then the goals. She seeks to maintain a healthy, balanced lifestyle despite a busy schedule and aims to stay fit and participate in community fitness events. And the challenges she was facing was struggles to find time for regular workouts and to stay motivated, and overwhelmed by the vast amounts of fitness information available. And if we talk about her app usage, so she prefers using fitness tracking apps and engaging with health and wellness content online. Looks for apps that provide personalized workout plans, nutritional guidance, and community support. And the tech savviness, that is high, integrates technology seamlessly into her fitness journey. Fiona represents the target user for a health and wellness app, guiding the development towards features that addresses her specific needs and challenges. So this was about a user persona of a lady, that is Fitness Fiona. Now moving to the role of user persona in the company or any role you want. So user persona play a pivotal role in guiding the development and marketing of products and services. Their impact is far-reaching, influencing decisions across various stages of project development and execution. So let's see the points. The number one is enhances user-centered design. So user personas keep the focus on the user's need, preferences, and behaviors, ensuring that product design and functionality are tailored to meet the actual requirements of the target audience. The next is improved product development efficiency. By understanding the specific needs and challenges of the personas, teams can prioritize features and functionalities that offer the most value, thereby streamlining the development processes. Then we have facilitate better marketing strategies. Knowing the personas help in crafting targeted marketing campaigns that speak directly to the interest, needs, and pain points of potential users, improving engagement and conversation rates. Then we have aids in content creation and personalization. Content can be designed to resonate with the personas, whether it's blog post, social media content, or email marketing, ensuring higher relevance and engagement. Then the point is enhance user experience. With insights into the personas, preferences, and behaviors, UX designers can create more intuitive interfaces and interactions that enhance satisfaction and usability. And then the point is guide product customization and innovation. Understanding the evolving needs of your personas can lead to innovations or customizations that keep your product or service competitive and aligned with user expectations. And then we have supports decision making. When faced with decisions about feature inclusion, design changes, or market positioning, user personas provide a preference point that reflects the user's base collective needs and desires. So these are the role of user personas, and the creation and utilization of user personas are foundational elements in crafting products and experiences that truly meet and exceed user expectations, driving satisfaction, loyalty, and ultimately business success. Now we'll see the process of creating user personas. So creating user persona is a structured process that combines research, analysis, and creative synthesis. The goal is to generate actionable insights that guide product development, design, and marketing strategies. So we'll have an overview of the steps involved in creating effective user personas. So the number one step is conduct research. Start by gathering data about your potential or existing users. This can include qualitative methods like interviews, focus groups, and ethnographic observation, as well as quantitative methods such as surveys and analysis of user behavior data from analytics platforms. So let's understand this with an example. So let's consider a scenario. The development team for the EcoStay app starts by collecting data. They conduct online surveys targeting travelers interested in sustainable living. They also analyze forum discussion on ecotourism websites and interview frequent travelers to understand their preferences and concerns. So the next step or the process would be analyze the data. Look for patterns and commonalities in the data collected. This might involve segmenting users based on demographics, behaviors, preferences, or goals. The aim is to identify meaningful groups of users who share specific characteristics or needs. And the findings we have from here is, from the research, the team notices, like we are again back to the example. So from the research that was done, that was the conducting the research, so the team notices patterns. Many respondents prioritize sustainability but also express concerns about cost and the authenticity of eco-friendly claims. They identify three main segments: budget eco travelers, luxury eco tourists, and eco conscious families. So these were the findings, analyzing the data. And then we have create draft personas, the next step. So based on your analysis, start drafting your personas. Each persona should represent a significant segment of your audience. Include demographic details, behaviors, needs, goals, challenges, and any other relevant information that defines the persona. So you could start drafting the persona. That could be for the budget eco traveler and any name Beth. Then you can have her age, occupation, goals, what challenges she is facing, and then the next step, that would be refine and validate personas. Refine your personas by gathering feedback from stakeholders and comparing the personas against actual user data when available. So this step may involve revisiting your research to fill in gaps or clarify aspects of the personas. And for example, the team that was the app team that shares Beth's persona with ecotourism experts and real travelers fitting Beth's profile for feedback. Adjustments are made based on suggestions, such as emphasizing the importance of community reviews in Beth's decision-making process. So this was about the refine and validate personas. Now moving to the next step, that is develop scenarios and goals. For each persona, outline key scenario or task they need to accomplish with your product or service. This helps in understanding the context in which your personas will interact with your offerings. So let's consider a scenario with an example only. So Beth, for which the persona was created. So Beth is planning a 2-week backpacking trip across Costa Rica. So she uses EcoStay, that app person was making. So she uses EcoStay to find budget-friendly, verified eco lodges and hostels. So key features she looks for include sustainability certifications, user reviews, and easy booking options. So this was about her. So now moving to the next step, that is apply personas. So use the persona to guide decision making in product development, design, and content strategy and marketing. Personas should inform features, user interface design, and the overall user experience, as well as targeting and messaging in marketing campaign. And if we talk about the example, so the EcoStay app, so that development focuses on features like a verification badge for accommodations with authentic eco certifications, a budget filter with a sustainability rating, and a community review section. So this was about apply personas. Now moving to the next one, or the marketing campaign highlights stories from budget travelers like Beth, showcasing the app's ability to combine affordability with sustainability. Now moving to the next, that is review and iterate. So user persona should not be static. As your product evolves and you gather more data about your user, revisit and update your persona to ensure they remain accurate and relevant. And about the iteration, so after the app's launch, user feedback and usage data are analyzed. The team finds that eco-conscious families are also using features designed for budget travelers. So the personas are updated to reflect their crossover, leading to the development of family-friendly features and content. So throughout this process, it's crucial to remember that personas are tools for empathy and understanding, designed to keep the user at the heart of product development decisions. While the exact details and depth of each persona can vary depending on people's scope and the available data, the fundamental goal remains the same: to create a product that resonates with and meets the needs of your target users. So now moving to the next topic, that is applying persona to product development and marketing. Certainly, applying user personas effectively streamline both product development and marketing, ensuring efforts are closely aligned with user needs. So now we'll see a condensed overview. So starting with the product development, number 1 point would be feature focus. Use personas to pinpoint essential features that truly matter to your target users, enhancing the product's value. And then design decision. Tailor design elements to match the preferences and tech proficiency of a persona, improving usability and user satisfaction. And then we have personalized experience. Leverage insights from personas to customize user experience, meeting diverse needs within your user base. Now Coming to the marketing team, so the points are tailored messaging. Craft messages that resonate deeply with each persona, addressing their specific interest and pain point for more effective communication. And then we have content strategy. Develop content that speaks directly to the concerns and goals of your personas, ensuring greater engagement. Then we have channel selection. Choose marketing channels based on your personas preferences, optimizing reach and impact. So let's see a simplified application example. For a fitness app aimed at users like Fitness Fiona, the development team might focus on personalized workout plans and social sharing features, while marketing efforts could highlight success stories and tips for busy lifestyles, directly catering to Fiona's interest and needs. So, by focusing on these streamlined points, both product development and marketing can more effectively align with user expectations, driving engagement and satisfaction. So, this was about the process of creating user personas. And now moving to the real world success stories. So real world success stories serve as powerful illustrations of the tangible impact user personas can have on product development and marketing strategies. So we'll see two examples showcasing how companies have leveraged personas to achieving significant results. So the number one example would be Spotify's personalized recommendation. So the challenge Spotify faced was Spotify sought to enhance user engagement by delivering personalized music recommendations tailored to individual taste and preferences. And the solution they got was by analyzing user data and behavior patterns. Spotify created user personas representing different music preferences, listening habits, and discovery preferences. These personas informed the development of algorithms that power personalized playlists such as Discover Weekly and Daily Mix, providing users with a customized music experience. And the outcome it generated was Spotify's use of personas and personalized recommendations led to a significant increase in user engagement and satisfaction. Discover Weekly alone reached over 40 million users within its first year, driving longer listening sessions and boosting user retention rates. Now moving to the next example, that is Airbnb's host and guest personas. So the challenge was Airbnb aimed to enhance the experience for both host and guest by understanding their distinct needs and pain points. And the solution they output or the outcome was detailed personas for both host and guest, encompassing demographic information, motivations, and behaviors. So these personas guided product development decisions, informing the design of features such as host profiles, guest reviews, and search filters tailored to specific preferences. And the outcome that got was by aligning product features with the needs of their user persona. Airbnb achieved significant growth and improved user satisfaction. Hosts felt more empowered to showcase their properties effectively, while guests enjoyed a more personalized and seamless booking experience, resulting in increased bookings and positive reviews. So these real-world success stories highlight the transformative impact that user personas can have on product development and marketing strategies. So by understanding their users on a deeper level and tailoring their offerings accordingly, companies can drive engagement, retention, and ultimately business success. Now, talking about the common pitfalls and tips. So, navigating the creation and application of user persona comes with its share of challenges. So, here we will see some common pitfalls to avoid and tips to ensure effective use of persona. So, the common pitfalls are overgeneralization, creating personas that are too broad or stereotypical that can lead to inaccurate representations of your user base, resulting in ineffective strategies. And then comes the point lack of data validation. Relying solely on assumptions or anecdotal evidence without validating personas with real user data can lead to misleading insights and misguided decisions. And then comes the static personas. Treating personas as static representations of users can result in outdated or irrelevant profiles. User needs and behaviors evolve over time. Personas should be regularly reviewed and updated. Ignoring negative personas. Focusing only on positive personas can lead to neglecting important segments of your user base with different needs or pain points. So these were the common pitfalls. Now the tips for success. So the number one is conduct thorough research. Invest time and resources into collecting both qualitative and quantitative data to ensure your personas are based on accurate and comprehensive insights. Then comes the point validate persona with real users. Use surveys, interviews, and user testing to validate personas and ensure they accurately represent your target audience. Then comes the iterate and update regularly. Continuously revisit and refine your personas based on new data and insights to keep them relevant and aligned with evolving user needs. Then comes the point focus on key personas. Prioritize personas that represent the most significant segments of your user base, focusing your efforts on addressing their needs and preferences. And then comes involve cross-functional teams. Collaborate with stakeholders from different departments, including marketing, design, and product management, to ensure alignment and buy-in for persona-driven strategies. And then comes user personas as decision-making tools. Integrate personas into your decision-making processes for product development, marketing, and content strategy to ensure user-centric outcomes. So by avoiding common pitfalls and following these tips, you can harness the power of user personas to drive informed decision-making, improve user experiences, and ultimately achieve greater success with your products and services. And in summary, user personas are invaluable tool for understanding and empathizing with your target audience. By creating detailed profiles based on real data, you can inform product development, design, and marketing strategies effectively. Avoid common pitfalls like overgeneralization and static personas by continuously validating and updating them. With user personas, you can prioritize features, make informed decisions, and tailor experiences that resonate with users, ultimately driving engagement and business success.
Let me ask, have you ever been in an interview where they threw a tough question at you? Like, how would you solve this product problem? It can feel pretty overwhelming. Well, don't worry. Today, I'm going to help you out to figure how to answer these product management case study questions easily. These are the kinds of questions where you have to solve real business problems, like deciding what features an app should have or how to launch a new product. Let's say you're asked to improve the onboarding process of a food delivery app. Sounds tricky, not if you want to know how to break it down. In this video, I'm going to show you how to handle these kinds of questions step by step. First, I'll explain you how to listen carefully and ask the right questions, like what's the biggest issue users are facing or what's the main goal here. Understanding the problem is the first step. Next, I'll show you how to organize your answer. You'll break the problem into small parts, think about the solution, and explain why it's a good idea. For example, if you're asked to improve a grocery delivery app, you would think about making it easy to use, keeping customers happy, and standing out from the competition. Finally, I'll teach you how to explain your thinking process. The interviewer wants to see how you can think and make decisions, not just the final answer. So by the end of this video, you'll know how to confidently solve these case study questions and show the interviewer that you are ready for the job. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is to listen carefully and take notes. When you're given a case study question, it often includes a lot of information, sometimes too much. Your goal here is to understand the key details, whether the case is about prioritizing features for a new app or creating a go-to-market strategy. It's crucial to capture the most important points. Let's say the interviewer asks, how would you prioritize features for a new music streaming app? Right away, you want to note down things like the target audience, who will be using this app, is it designed for a casual listeners or music professionals? Then we have business goal. Is the company looking to grow its user base or increase engagement or something else? You'll also look into the challenges, what are the key problems, what they are facing. Maybe users are dropping off after the first month or aren't spending much time in the app. So writing these points will help you break down the problem and make sure you don't miss anything when you're ready to give your answer. Remember, case studies can have multiple layers of information, so taking good notes help you organize your thoughts and approach the question logically. The second step is to ask clarifying questions. Don't hesitate to ask clarifying questions. Interviewers want to see how well you dig into the problem. If something is unclear, ask. It shows how you're thinking critically and want to fully understand the challenge before you jump into solving it. For example, let's say you're asked to improve a product features for a food delivery app. You could ask questions like, what are the main points for users during the delivery process? Is it related to the speed, user interface, or something else? What's the company goal with this feature improvement? Are we focusing on reducing order time, increasing customer satisfaction, or something else? Asking questions like these will not only help you gather more details, but also demonstrate the interviewer that you have a thoughtful and precise in your approach. It's not just about solving the problem, it's about solving the right problem. The next step is to pause and think. Now, take a moment to pause and think. Don't rush your answer. It's tempting to jump right in, but giving yourself time to process everything will help you approach the case study with a clear mind. Reflect on the problem and consider how it ties into the broader goals of the company.
For example, if you're tasked with designing a feature for a food delivery app, think beyond the feature itself. Consider the user experience, market positioning, and the long-term impact on the business. Let's say you're asked to improve the sign-up process for a food delivery app. You don't want to just think about making the process shorter. You also want to consider how the sign-up flows into the overall experience. Is it simple and intuitive for the users? Does it create a seamless transition into the rest of the app or not? Also encouraging users to place an order right away. Taking a moment to pause allows you to think through different aspects of the case and gives you a chance to identify any connections that might not be immediately obvious. The next step is to structure your answer. Now that you have gathered your information and asked clarifying questions, it's time to structure your answer. A clear and well organized response will show the interviewer that you can handle complex problems in a logical way. Here's a framework that works well. The problem. Start by clearly relating the business challenges or opportunity. For example, the food delivery app is facing high cart abandonment rates during checkout, which is impacting conversation. Your approach should be explaining how you would approach the problem. This might involve analyzing user behavior, conducting market research, or benchmarking against competitors. For instance, you could say, I would start by analyzing data or user behavior to identify the exact point where customers are dropping off during checkout. I would also look at competitors' app to see how they streamline their checkout process. Then propose a solution. For example, to solve the cart issue, I would simplify the checkout process by introducing one-click checkout option for returning users and offering payment options that are most popular in the target region. Finally, mention the key metrics you would track to measure success. For example, you would track the cart completion rate and the average time spent in the checkout flow as key indicators of success. Additionally, you would monitor customer satisfaction rates post-purchase. This structured approach helps you provide a comprehensive answer without missing any important details. Let's say the case study asks you how you would enter a new market for a rideshare app. You could structure your answer like this. Problem: entering a new city and competing with established players. Your approach should be studying the city's public transport habits and competitors' offerings, identifying what users in the city value most, the price, speed, or convenience. Your solution should be like launching a pilot program with ride incentives for early adopters and offering personalized ride suggestions based on their previous trips. For metrics, you should know how to track customer acquisition, ride frequency, and average ride distance to measure success. The next step is explaining your thought process. As you explain your answer, don't just jump into the final solution. Walk the interviewer through your thoughts step by step. This helps the interviewer understand how you would arrive at your solution and what factors you consider along the way. For example, if you're designing a feature for an e-commerce platform, you might say, I start by analyzing the customer journey and finding out that many users abandon their carts during the payment stage. Based on user feedback, you would learn the customers want more payment option. So you decide to implement PayPal or one-click checkout feature for logged-in users. So this approach not only shows that you're thinking critically, but also demonstrates that your solution is grounded in user needs and business goals. Remember, interviewers want to see how you would think, so explaining your process step by step gives them insight into your problem-solving abilities. Now the next step is to pivot and check in with the interviewer. Here's an important step: pivot and check in with the interviewer after you have explained your approach. It's a good idea to pause and ask, does this align with what the company is aiming for? Or would you like me to dive deeper into any of the specific area? This shows that you're open to feedback and willing to adjust your approach based on the input, which is crucial skill for any product manager. Flexibility is the key in this role, and checking in with the interviewer demonstrates that you can adapt your strategy as needed. Let's say you're discussing a product launch strategy. After explaining your approach, you could ask, do you think this timeline works for your team, or should we consider a phased launch or test the market first? This kind of back and forth creates more interactive discussion, allowing the interviewer to give you feedback and potentially guide you toward the direction they are looking for. The next step is to summarize your answer. Before wrapping up, it's important to summarize your answer. Quickly restate the problem, your approach, the solution, and the success metrics.
For example, to summarize, my solution for improving the onboarding process involves simplifying the sign-up flow by offering social media login options and displaying a progress bar to give user a sense of completion. Success would be measured by tracking the number of completed sign-up and the time users spent during the process. This final recap reinforces the key points you have made and leaves a strong impression on the interviewer. It also shows you that you can clearly, concisely communicate complex ideas. So, what are the type of questions asked in the product management interview? Product management interview typically covers a range of questions designed to test your problem-solving strategy and communication skills. Here are the 5 types of questions you might encounter. First, you have product design questions. These questions ask, for example, how would you design an app for grocery delivery that provides a better user experience? The goal is to access your ability to think from the user's perspective and create intuitive solution. The second question is the go-to-market strategy questions. These questions focus on how you would launch a product into the market. For instance, how would you create a go-to-market strategy for a new streaming service? They access your understanding of market analysis, competitive benchmarking, and customer needs. Feature prioritized questions. These are the questions about how would you decide the features to build first. For example, if you're managing a project management tool, how would you prioritize adding new features like task scheduling, integration with email, or reporting tools? Then we have metrics and data analysis questions. These questions ask you to define which metrics matters the most and how would you use user data to guide your decisions. For example, what metrics would you track to measure the success of a new product launch? Then we have behavioral questions. These assess you how to handle certain situations, just conflict resolution or leadership. For instance, tell me about a time when you disagreed with a team member about a product decision. How did you resolve it? So understanding these type of questions help you to prepare for a variety of challenges in product management interview and shows the interviewer that you're equipped to tackle the diverse responsibilities of the role. There's no right answer. What matters is showing your thought process and decision-making skills. So guys, we have come to the end of our full course. If you have any doubts or questions, ask them in the comment section below. Our team of experts will reply you as soon as possible. Thank you and keep learning with Simplilearn. Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, you can check the description box below.